down. Friday Night Live, baby. The doors of the church are open. Yes, yes, yes. Have a good word for you. I have a good word for you. Come on in, as Pops would say, and rest your feet. Rest your feet. Yeah. Yeah, let's get a little blasphemous tonight. Wait, why am I getting feedback? Okay, why am I getting feedback? Hmm. What's good, Ty? Trying audio. I'm getting some feedback. Can you hear me? Shout out to Rook from Ethiopia. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Final? Happy Friday. What y'all doing this fine Friday evening? Okay, I think I fixed it. You can hear? Okay, cool. Yeah, I was getting some feedback. I don't know what that was about. Um, yeah. Hey Asia. Glad to catch the live. Yeah, we in here. I mean, oh, I should have posted in the group. I should have made an announcement. I be forgetting. These kind of be impromptu. So I forgot to tell the group we was going live. Having a good word. I have a good word for you. I have a good word for you. I allowed myself to be triggered today. See? Yeah, I get off on that sometimes. All right. Okay, I think that's part right there is good. What does blasphemy even mean? The whole idea of somebody being blasphemous, what does it mean? It's this idea that if you say the wrong thing, if you don't say what's approved, if you don't say what's agreed upon, eh, you know what I'm saying? Blasphemous. I always find it interesting that some people seem to serve a God that will go after people who say the wrong things, but not to the people that do the wrong things. See, you can poison people, you can kill people, murder them, rape them, enslave them. And apparently, some people, God don't have no problem with that. No, no, no. It's the words that do it. If you say the wrong words, yeah, yeah, you're in trouble, baby. You're in trouble. Ah, interesting how that works. I have a let's what's up, Champagne? Yeah, I have a good word for you. Let's start. Where do I even want to start? So many delicious things to talk about. First of all, let me say it appears to be some lurkers, and I like lurkers. Not a problem because this is a public platform. I know exactly what I'm doing when I press upload, okay? Um one, I ain't checking for you. You checking for me, okay? Let that be known. Let that be known. I ain't checking for you. So apparently you're interested in something that I'm saying, whether you appear to like it or not like it. You never actually comment though, right? Nonetheless, I've been a secret keeper for a long time. A lot of things have been coming up for me here lately. When you direct your attention to yourself, when you really dial in on just developing your own inner awareness, that's the whole point of turning the eye inward, is developing that inner awareness. You start becoming aware of everything. And so some I've been getting snapshots, like mental images of things that have come back to the surface, right? And I've remembered that I've been a secret keeper since I've been a little girl. Very, for a long time. What's up, Breezy? Who is that? What's up, May? Listen, Jeremy, don't come in here talking shit. Okay. It'll be whatever we say it is, okay? So glad people are walking away from Christian Ivy. Yeah, this is, let's just say this before we really get into it. This is for the people. See, you can't resonate with a message, right? You don't just stumble upon things for no reason. You don't go even looking for certain things for no reason. There's a resonance there. It's up to you to ask the question why. Why? It's not my job. It's not my job. Some people are going to be doing what they've been doing until they take their last breath. That's fine. That's not who we talking to. Those are considered the dead. And not dead because they're no longer human beings, so to speak, but dead in the sense that they caught up in the program itself. When you not aware that you're in a program, you just what do they call it? The NPC? The non, what does that stand for? The non something character. What is it? The non playing character. Like you just a fill in. You're there, right? It just looks like you're not doing anything. You're not actively participating. Like your awareness isn't turned on that you have the ability to go to this room or buy this or go play on this level. You're just there. You're not aware. That's not who you're talking to. That is where a lot of our family and friends fall in on. They just sleepwalkers. And they'll get very angry and they're very, very sure about what it is that they're saying because they haven't questioned anything as of yet. And maybe they never will. I don't know, not my problem. I know that because I've lived that. That's why I understand it. I was certain until I wasn't. Huh? I was locked in. I was on the right path. This is it. Until I started asking questions. And when you start asking questions, you say, where did this come from? When I got to come to you to get the answer, I need to know, well, how do you know the answer? Did you come to that on your own? Or did you get that from somebody? Okay, you said you got it from somebody. Okay, well, where did they get it from? Well, no, this is what we've been teaching for, many years. Okay, well, where did they get it from? I got to do this game of, this is what we do in illness. When we reverse an illness, is this rolling back, right? We roll back. It's like pulling back the layers of an onion. I want to know. So you think it's agony. No, we got to roll it back from there. We got to roll back the surface level and see what's going on with the blood. And then what's going on with the blood, we got to roll it back to see what's happening at the level of the liver, right? The processor of the blood. And then, well, no, we can't skip the kidneys, so we got to roll back there, the lymphatic system. But then at a certain point, we hit all of it. We don't hit every organ, every gland. We don't hit the nervous system, the brain. Where do we land there? After that, we got to go beyond the body. That's how you get to the origin of the illness. You go beyond the body. The body was just the expression of what was going on underneath the hood. When you refuse to do that, you keep blinders on. This is what makes, yeah, church people weak and pitiful. You got no juice, not because you have no juice, but because you don't recognize you have no juice. If I came to your house, okay, and I hid some treasures, okay, I don't know, came across a bunch of gems and diamonds, had some stacks of money. I hide this in your house. You got it, don't you? It's yours, ain't it? It's right there in the midst of you, but guess what? You don't know. You don't know it, so it's useless. It's useless. It's like having a Lamborghini in your garage, but you can't find a car key. What can you do with it? Nothing. You can look at it. It's pretty. You can tell everybody you got one. You can take pictures of it. You can put it on social media. But other than that, you can't do nothing with it, can you? That's what being pitiful is. To be the epitome of all that is and don't even know it. To be all power and don't even recognize it. Ugh. 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 Um, I can see you on a green screen. Well, no shit, Sherlock. What like what do we need to Yeah. Hey, see, you see this? You see how it goes in and out? Yeah, it's all right. Thank you for your intense wisdom and observation. What's up, Melissa? I'm getting. What did I say? It went by so fast. I missed it. I missed it. I don't know where they went. My whole experience said I asked so many questions and went down so many rabbit holes that led me back to God, and I've never been happier. You know, my pursuit of God led me back to myself. That's what was so crazy. I was like, "Oh, I landed right on me." I thought I was looking for something else. I thought I was waiting on something else, and I just was redirected. I kept seeking and seeking and seeking. See, that's the whole thing. The whole pursuit, you got to at least set it in motion by way of your seeking. You have to set it in motion, right? But in the process of the seeking, you discover that there was nothing to seek to begin with. The desire sets it in motion. Once you're convinced that you have all the answers, well, you're cut off. Access denied. Happy birthday. We appreciate we like all the traffic. You know what I'm saying? We welcome all of it. Once you cross over here and think that you're being disruptive? No, no, you become ours. You've crossed over to the dark side. No, no, no. We use all of it. No, you belong to me. Okay? That's what happens. It's over for you. Once you go root, you never go back, baby. Once you get a taste of it, it's over. It's over. No, you cannot say anything in my chat that's disruptive. I make you a foot soldier for me. See how that works? We take everything. Take what is offered and use it. See? See? Rook, they say that's demonic if you know your own power is crazy. Well, you know what? Grab your Bibles and go with me. Let's go somewhere real quick. Let's see what the good brother Jesus is reported as saying. Okay? Let's start there. See, I think it's good. I think that can enhance our conversation. Okay, I lost my spot. Where was it? I had it pulled up. Where did it go? What's up, Gyro? Hold on. Hold on. Listen, if you in here on a Friday night, I know you ain't got no hoes. You ain't got no hoes or no bros. If you in here being disruptive, that's because you bored. That's because you bored. You don't have anything else to do. Elise is here. Yes, we've been waiting on Elise, and now we can get started. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. can't, can't worship no man. That's the other problem I have with Christianity. Yeah, we can clean it up though. See, we can clean it up. You can take it and you can throw it away if you don't like it, which is fine. Or you can clean it up. You can get some clarity on, hold on, hold on. There's been some many, 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 many misinterpretations, right? Okay, it finally came up. It finally came up. Matthew 7:16 and 20. We really only got to read the first line. You know what it says? You shall know them by their fruits. That's where I struggle with. I felt like a hypocrite. I was like, I don't feel like my fruits are representative of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and what I'm saying, what I claim to believe in. I got some contradictions. I got some contradictions. It says every no, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. What do we say evil is? Error in thinking. Evil is live backwards when you go against life. So when you try to deny yourself, you go against life. When you try to convince yourself that you're lacking something, that you are not good enough, that you don't have any money, that you are struggling, that the system is set up against you, that you're sick, that's going against the truth. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Mm. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Hmm? Hmm? Whereby though their fruits you shall know them. So I know it says you're not supposed to judge, but if you tell me that I look at the tree, I look at the fruit, I can judge the tree by the fruit it produces. So if I look at a tree and it's apples that is producing, I come to the conclusion that's an apple tree. If I look at a tree and it's producing oranges, I come to the conclusion that it's an orange tree, no? No? Yeah. So let's flip it back to yourself. Let's always go back to awareness. Let's always land back there. What is it saying to you? That your fruit, whatever thoughts that you're noticing, the feelings that you're witnessing, and the circumstances and conditions, they're the fruit of your awareness. It's telling you where your awareness is, whether you like it or not, friend. Shout out to Robert. Appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. What's up, Mastermind? Appreciate you. The world looks at the outside, but God looks at the heart. What is the heart? It's nothing but the mind. Go back to the Hebrew definition of the heart. You have to ask if this is Oriental text, which it is, okay? You have to ask what those words mean. You cannot take modern day definitions and get an understanding of what's being communicated 2,000 years ago. That's just common sense. That's common sense. You don't have to go deep. You understand what I'm saying? Like you don't need to go mystical. You don't need to be an expert in anything. Common sense says I need to know what you meant when you said it. I know what I think it means right now in 2026, but what did it mean to you when you said it? Otherwise, there's room for misinterpretation. What's up, yo yo? Yeah, it's let's go. Let's continue. I got a few more that I pulled up. Let's go Titus. I like Titus. You don't hear about that book a lot. What I found is people like to nitpick the parts that they like. So you hear sermons only from the books and the stories that they can explain. If it's something they can't explain, they don't touch it, which makes sense. I ain't judging it. It makes sense. Ain't no need to go there if you can't explain it. You could figure out why you can't explain it. You could start diving into like how can I make sense of this, but that would make too much sense now wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. So we just avoid. Oh, that's not even a verse. Is that the verse? Titus? Yeah, Titus 1 1 and 16. What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? You're gonna like this one. Oh, you're gonna like this one. You ready? They profess to know God. That's what they profess. But in thy works they deny them, being abominable. Abominable. I can't even say the word. Abominable. Wow. And disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate, meaning it's a sin. Let's go NIV. They claim to know God, but by their actions they deny him. They are detestable, disobedient, and unfit for doing anything good. See, it ain't me calling you weak and disgusting. It's the word calling you weak and disgusting. You unfit. You're unfit because you claim you know the truth. But your actions, it's not just your physical actions because you got the act. See, you think if you go to church every week, you think if you go to Bible study, you think if you go to revival, you think if you show up for all the Easters and the Christmases and all of that, that's the physical actions. It's telling you that you're performing, but in mind, your awareness is something else. You're not aware of the talk that you be talking. That's why you detestable. Abominable. Good God. That's wicked, ain't it? Okay, let's go further. Let's go further. I got another one. Let's go Matthew 23, 27 and 28. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees. Pharisees means the separates, those who separate, meaning those who judge by appearances. Mm, mm, mm. Hypocrites. That's what it says. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. You a hypocrite. That's what you are. It says you are like whited sepulchres. I'm mispronouncing it, but it means a tomb. That's what it means. A sculpture or a tomb. What's a tomb? It indeed appears beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and all uncleanliness. Even so, you outside, you appear righteous unto men. See, it look like you doing the things, you saying all the right things. Jesus is Lord. Yep, saying all the right things. But within you, you full of hypocrisy and iniquity. It said there's a contradiction on the inside because you're not even aware of the talk that you're talking, which makes you weak and disgusting. We know that you're weak and disgusting because we got a demonstration in 2022, 2021, 2020, 2020. The government said, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do, and you're going to do it. That's how weak you are. All the power of this most high that you try to shove down other people's throat, you couldn't even stand on it. Wow. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Art said to have a heart we need to hear. But what are we taking ear to? What are we staying rooted in? In the end, we can't have heart unless we have the cross. Well, what does the cross stand for? Everything stands for something. Everything is a symbol of something. That's how we understand things, as a symbol. Why? So that you don't have to describe all the characteristics of a thing every time you talk about it. So if I say Nike, boom, something immediately comes to mind. If I say Starbucks, something boom immediately comes to mind. If I say cross, if I say the swastika, if I say 666, these are all symbols. You have established some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 storytelling bullet points that automatically connect with that particular symbol. It's just like your name. If I say John, picture John in your head. You can picture a John. Picture a Takesha in your head. Picture Patal. No, Rook, that's just based on what we know. We know usually no, again, it's symbols. So the cross is a symbol of something. Some people, I wonder why do you think you are given a mind? If you're simply here to follow somebody else, why were you given a mind? What do you need a mind for? What do you need logic or reason for? You just take whatever's given and you just follow suit to that. So if you have a mind, it appears to me you're supposed to do something with it. No, no, no. I don't care nothing about Washington D.C. Ain't got nothing to do. That nothing to do with nothing. Nothing to do with nothing. Nothing to do with nothing. See, this is why you can't figure out who you are and get familiar with yourself. Cause you talk. Who cares about the government? Who cares? If God can't be tempted, then the devil tempting Jesus makes no sense. Questions that need answering. Questions that need answering. Questions that need answering. Questions that need an answer. Maybe it's not two separate figures. Maybe it's talking about aspects of mind. Maybe that's what it's talking about. Maybe there's a knowing within you. There's a higher possibility within you. And then there's a possibility of you that identifies with the physical world. So it separates things. It operates based on fear. Maybe that's what it's saying. Maybe it's deeper than just surface level. Maybe it's not meant to be read logically. Either way, all fall short. No, I don't fall short. So I don't even know what that means. See, let's go back to the title. This is why church people are weak and pitiful. Because you got core beliefs that you fall short. Who falls short? What are you identifying with? The only thing that can fall short would be Satan, would be the devil, which is nothing but the ego. That's the only thing can fall short. It falls short because it looks at things through a filter, which means it looks at the world through a limited perspective. That's the only thing that can fall short. It looks out into the world and says, this must be true based on what I've seen before, based on what I know, based on what I think I know, based on what I've previously experienced or whatever someone has told me. That's the only thing that can fall short. When you identify with something that can fall short, you are always in a position of victim. You are always in a position of powerlessness. You're a sucker. You will easily get taken advantage of. And we see that all the time. See, this is not speculation. This is not an opinion. We have examples. There's examples. We got examples of this. When you sin, you fall short of God's expectations. Who is God? What is God? I would say when you sin is when you think you are not God. That's the ultimate sin. That's the ultimate sin. That's the ultimate sin. You think that there is some separate thing. This is why you have to practice. Like you have to train your mind the way you train your body. Meditation is about training the eye to look inward, developing inner awareness. And when you develop inner awareness, you will never entertain an idea that you could fall short of anything because God is just your own awareness. So if you are aware that you can fall short, then you can fall short. If you are aware that you are all power, and you could never fall short, and you could never get it wrong. And then anytime you are operating from this belief that you can fall short, man, think about how you're moving through life. Never sure, never certain, never confident. Always gotta, well, I don't know. Did God want me to do this? Is this what God want me to do? I guess if it works for you. If it works for you. These type of statements just make my point. It just make my point. It makes my point. Let's pull it up since we want to go here. Let's go here. I promise you, if you would just go basic, like just common sense, like don't even try to go deep, mystical, just that's the washing, that's the baptism. You got to wash the intellect. You got to just awaken it. Like, wait, let me start using my mind a little bit here. All you got to do is look words up. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what it says here. What is sin? Guilt. Just you feeling guilty is a sin. You feeling less than is a sin. You feeling powerless is a sin. You being in the Garden of Eden and thinking that you are naked is a sin. What does that mean? You have separated yourself. You are judging. The only time you can sin is when you judge things. Let's give an example. Let's say you have been actively manifesting a new life, new possibilities, new health, whatever, better health, whatever. The only time that you can sin is when you start feeling the opposite about your circumstance. So you start to feel doubt about it. You start to feel fear about it. You start to be really anxious. None of the feelings are a problem. Those thoughts coming up are not a problem. The doubt is not a problem. The fear is not a problem. When you judge it, that's when you sin because you make it the truth. You're making that God. If nothing is greater than God, then some thought that you are miserable, that you are pitiful, that you are can't get it done, that time is running out for you, it wouldn't mean anything, would it? No, it would not. Yes, sin is missing the mark, not getting what you desire. That's, you know what? Thank you. That's even simpler. Thank you, Michael. We can just take it there. If you can't get if you can't get what you want, you sin. You're a sinner. And that's what I see. That's why ain't nobody about to come telling me nothing. You church niggas ain't telling me nothing about nothing. Because when I look at you, I know you want to be healthy and you still sick. You can't get yourself healthy. You can't get your wife healthy. You can't get your husband wealthy or your children or your pastor. And you think I'm listening to you? I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you. You know nothing. Don't take it upon yourself to define good and evil. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. I do eat my words. I eat them and they're delicious. I like to sprinkle sea salt and a little cayenne pepper with a dash of garlic and onion powder. I do. I love to eat my words. This is a church people perspective. I'm afraid. I live by fear. And I am mad that you not scared like I am. I'm mad about that. See, I want you to believe that something bad can happen to you the way I believe something bad can happen to me. I want you to believe in a fire that can burn you. The burn, the same one that I believe to burn me. I want you to believe. And when you don't, I get really, really, really angry about that. I want cosigners because I don't like you looking like you free. The more you look like you free, I'm be like, oh, God gonna get you. You just wait. Oh, you gonna find out. That's what turns you. And you think you better. You think you better. The moment you see somebody not scared like you are, you actually start hoping that God does something to prove that you right. Oh yeah, if you find out the next week that this person's sick, see, I told you, God will show you. That's what your God does. Your God is so powerful and so loving that to prove his love and power, he will inflict wrath upon people who don't fall in line with what you think is true. That is amazing. That's amazing. And you think you're the same one. You think you're sane. Yeah, you going to heaven. Yeah, I guess. I guess, nigga. I guess. I guess. I guess. Church in the US is full of crazy teachings. They are far from God, need to go cook lunch now. Um, it's whatever you say it is. You are barred. See, it's the see you have the rock, the stone. That this the resurrection story. When they say they went looking for Jesus, the stone that is telling you in order for Christ to arise in you, to be resurrected in you, that stone has to move. That's your own mind blocking. That's your own logic and reasoning blocking. When you lock into, I know all there is and I'm right and y'all niggas is wrong, then so it is. Not a problem. See, I don't have a problem. It appears as though the church people have the problem. You want me to come on your side. I'm not asking you to come on my side. It ain't even a side. I'm not asking you to believe what I believe. I'm not asking you to see what I see. You're the one mad because you think it's your job to gather up people to come with you. That's weird, don't you think? The weakness and pitiful. And then if you was going to try to recruit people, you should have good representatives and you don't. You can't even help yourself. You can't even heal yourself. You're doing worse than the people you claim are living out of order. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Well, yeah, I have a good word for you. You don't have no good word for me. I don't want your word. And I don't want your prayers either. You know why? Because apparently your prayers don't even work for you. How about you get your prayers to work for you? And then you might can ask me, can you pray? You gonna pray for me? No, no, I don't want your funky prayers, and I don't need them. You need other people prayers, and then you be having people pray for you, and you praying for you, and don't none of them prayers work. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something's wrong. I got another one for you. Hold on, let me see. Isaiah 29:13. These people honor me with their lips, with their hearts are far from me. What is the heart? The mind, referring to that deep, hidden self, the subconscious mind. The mouth and the mind out of order, out of alignment. Am I drunk? I listen, I have never been drunker. You understand me? I have never been drunker. Show and prove. That's what I want y'all to do. I want you to shut up or show and prove. Be an example of the life that you claim is the right way. Show us. Show us. Proof of work. Proof of work. Where's that? Why you not better? Why the people around you not better? Why you not getting what you want? Why you still unhappy? Why you still lonely? Why y'all singles ministry still ain't creating no beautiful, wonderful marriages? Why y'all not? Y'all supposed to be the main pipeline, and y'all got all them single women up in the church. What's going on, friend? What's going on? Y'all, this should be a wheelhouse. Y'all should just be just willing them in and out. What's happening? What's happening? Why you coming up short? Hmm? Hmm? Now, try to explain to me why it's the people's fault. Because I know that's what you're gonna do. I know that's what you're gonna do. Love said they hate when you turn down their prayers. Like, nah, you ain't praying for me. I don't think y'all praying. Y'all casting spells. Y'all casting spells. And then you hide it. I'm gonna tell you the real reason you weak. You're weak because you lead a deceptive life. So you get to hide behind God. So you run away from Satan so you can hide behind God. The problem is that's the Satan is you, the demons is you. Mm-hmm. 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 And at a certain point, them demons get louder, boy. They get louder, they get hotter, they get more intense. They start driving you crazy. And it don't matter all the little cute verses, you know. No, no. It don't matter. You can go every Sunday up in there. You can fall out and many times as you want. But guess what? At some point, you're gonna have to leave up out of there. And now it's time to live. And when you are running from demons, you run from yourself. You run from yourself. You run from yourself. So you train yourself to deny you. You train yourself to judge you and then run from you, which means that part of you always holds the upper hand. It always got the power. Why? Because you gave it to him. Ah. The angels move the stone for people to see. What is the angel? Angel means divine messenger. It means higher thought, higher possibility. After the resurrection, Jesus could walk through walls. He could have walked through the stone. Okay, you know what I like about that? Jesus said, "These works that I've done, you will do these works and even greater." So I want to see why ain't y'all walking through walls? If we're gonna take it literally, then let's take it literally. You're not qualified to speak to me. Can anyone here recommend a channel that can actually help you with your demons? That's the problem. You think you need a channel. That's your problem right there. If you wanted help, you would shut all of this down right now and sit with yourself. Do that. Turn everything off. Get quiet. Huh? 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 Nah. Nah, help with your demons. What do you want? What kind of help do you want? You're running from yourself. What help do you want with? Oh, you want me to cast them out for you? Is that what you're looking for? What exactly do you want? You should ask yourself that. Why do you think somebody else got the answers? You should ask yourself that. And as long as you think somebody else got the answers, you're going to stay weak and you're going to stay pitiful. You think you clicked on this for no reason? What part of you would attract you to such a blasphemous message? Ask yourself that. You think I'm the problem? You listening to me. You think I'm the problem. You think I'm the problem. Boy, boy, huh, huh. I love it. You don't have to be here, but yet you are. You don't find the insanity in that to stay in places that you don't like being, to listen to messages that you disagree with, or messages that you feel strongly are wrong and out of order. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You lack self control. Dang. Lack self awareness. It's easy to focus on what you want to focus on. It is millions of channels up here on YouTube. Somebody talking that talk you want to hear. Why you ain't listening to that? What about it? What about you attract? See, your demons brought you here. Shout out to the demons. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. Real demons are not a joke. Exactly, because you think it. You don't even know. As a man thinks, so he is. You don't even know. All right, we got another one. Let's go. Keep the Bible open. Grab your Bibles and go with me. Let's go. We got more. We got more. We got more for you. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I say? Luke 6 and 46. Huh? Hmm. Mm. Mm-mm. I got another one. We got more. We got more. Matthew 7 and 21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom, but only the one who does the will. Huh? Only the ones who does the will of my Father, who is the Father, your own awareness. You can't get what you want because you're not aware of it. You get what you don't want because that's what you're aware of. You're aware the demons are real. That's why you go looking for it. They're going to be in your sleep tonight. You're going to be like, oh, I knew I shouldn't listen to her. You giving me this power. Why would you let me knock you off your game? If you standing on truth, nobody should be able to knock you off that. Nobody should cause you to second guess when you standing on truth. Huh? You supposed to be sure and certain. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even be online. You church niggas shouldn't even be. Y'all should be like the Amish. You shouldn't even have technology at all. Why you up here mingling with the heathens? Answer that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the problem though. Yeah, okay. Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. I'm Brooke the Great, baby. Huh? Somebody, I signed up. I said it's me. I was running for it for a little while, and then I was like, I'll do it. Somebody got to do it. Okay. Huh? Rook the God said, Rook the Great, go. Go. I said, all right, all right. What up, Dr. Money Magnet? I thought they wanted to play. If you want to listen, it's Friday Night Live, baby. If you want to play, I'm in the mood to play. Let's go. Let's go. Can you get what you want? How in the world can you claim that you're God's child? You're the true believer. You're the true Christian. That's what you claim, right? But you scared of demons. So what you say is the demon got more power than your God. That's what you say. Through your actions, through your beliefs, your mouth is, your little fingers is typing whatever you want to type. Huh? You're not qualified to speak to me. You're not qualified to speak to me. Y- I got your vote. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Some of us are breaking out of the old. It's a stirring. Okay. It's a stirring. We talked about Wednesday, our Bible lesson was about Noah's Ark. When God looks out into the earth and he says, the earth has gone wicked, it's evil and corrupt. Who is God? That's your awareness speaking. Your awareness. You become aware that how I've been living don't work no more. You start going crazy like, okay, I know I've grown up believing this my whole life, but something ain't right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I need to do. I cannot live like this. I can't stand these people. I don't like the person that I'm with. I don't like the job that I'm doing. This whole world is driving me crazy. The moment that happens, see, this is allegory. This is unfolding within you. This is consciousness. When God sends, he tells Noah, he petitions Noah. Noah stands for rest. Okay. Anytime you hear a character in the Bible, it is talking about a state of mind, a level of consciousness. That's it. So Noah represents that aspect of you that's at rest, that is receptive to higher direction. The part of you that will listen to the urge that something ain't right. I got to find out what's going on. I got to find out what the truth is. I don't know. I know what I think I know. I know what I think I believe. I don't know. That's the part of you that's receptive to the higher call. There's a new possibility that comes in. So what did God petition him to do? Build an ark, friend. Come on. Come on, somebody. We're going somewhere. If you can stay with me, if you can catch it, we're going somewhere. Right? He said, build the ark because I'm going to send the flood. This is you talking to you. I need you to hear this. This is your awareness coming online. You could be doing something for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. The moment that you can hear, the moment something says to you, there's more to this story. Maybe there's more to life. Maybe I don't know it all. What are these crazy people talking about? What I saw something that seems strange. The moment you give reason or you get reason to pause to say, that's weird. I wonder what that means. That's your awareness, baby. You've become aware of more. Something greater is seeking expression through you. So God says, Noah, the part of you that's receptive, you become aware that there's more. And the aspect of you that's receptive, submissive, that's what submissive means. The submissive part of your soul listens and begins to build the ark. Okay. 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 The ark is just the Christ center. That's all it is. It's a Christ center, right? It's the body of life. In Latin, it comes from arca, meaning chest, right? It's the center. You start building. This is metaphorically, right? You're not actually building anything. You don't actually have to construct anything. You don't have to do anything to know. But this is descriptive because it's speaking in symbols, because that's what we understand. It's a certain type of wood that I need you to use. I need you to use that tough, thick, unshakable, unmovable wood. It's telling you that the moment you become aware of more, there's a flood coming. Oh, baby. What's the water? What is the water? What is the. I get so excited. I have to contain myself. The flood is the mental breaking point. There's going to be a point that you're going to get to. You can stick to all your little stuff that you like. Stick to it. I encourage you to stick to it. You're gonna get to a mental breaking point. The dam gonna burst. I don't care how long you've been believing. I don't care what your grandma said. I don't care how much you love your church. I don't care how much you've been reading. The dam gonna burst. The flood coming. And it just means disturbance of the mind. That's all it means. You start to go crazy, like a nervous breakdown, essentially. Some refer to it as an ego death. All of it is applicable, whatever you like to call it. This is overwhelming thoughts, overwhelming emotions, right? The conditions. I feel like I am losing my mind. So the petitioning of the ark is for you to build, you to become aware of that part of you that is unshakable, unmovable. Well, what did God tell Noah to do? I want you to get the animals, okay? And I want you to get two of every kind and put it in the ark. Animals represent the animal forces in man. These are not literal animals, okay? You think you could put every kind of animal that exists in an ark? I mean, how big do you think the ark, a physical ark is? Like, let's just stop the nonsense, please. Can't take it. Can't take it. So, mental forces, instincts, habits, ideas, that's the only word that matters. Put the ideas that you want to withstand the flood in the ark. Put the new possibilities. Is it health? Is it healing? Is it reversing whatever somebody told you that couldn't be reversed? Is it love? Is it money? Is it abundance? Is it a great life? Is it doing work that's purposeful and meaningful to you? Whatever it is, I need you to put that in the ark so that when you have the mental disturbance, when the flood comes, 40 days and 40 nights, huh? It outlasts that. Key part to this. He said two of every kind. So what is demonstrated here? Duality. You cannot become aware of what you want and not also be aware of what you don't want. It's impossible. It don't work like that. So you can get mad about the fact that you said I want to manifest a new life, and ever since I said that, ever since I said I was going to manifest money, I've been hit left and right. I'm talking about money is bleeding. I mean, look, I'm doing all the things, right? I'm meditating, I'm visualizing, I'm locked in, I'm listening to things day and night, and it's just everywhere I turn, I'm losing money. Two of every kind, friend. It's not what you're witnessing that's the problem. It's what you say about what you're witnessing that's the problem. Do you react to that? Do you judge by appearances? Do you say that's a sign that I guess I ain't got there? I guess I can't have it. That's a sign. God says, Noah, build the ark. That's the awareness in you says there's more to this life than you've been told. That's the awareness in you that says I actually can get what I want. I don't have to settle like them. I don't have to have a relationship with somebody that I don't actually like, all in the name of just having somebody. I don't have to just work a job just in the name of making money. It's a new possibility. You got to build an ark and you put the ideas that support that in the ark. However, when you witness the opposite of that, you don't trip. You don't trip. You ride it. You ride it. Let the ark shake. Think about a storm. All right. Think about what is conveying to you here. Baby, it's gonna get dark. It's gonna be lightning. It's gonna be thundering. I need you to be still and know. The story goes on. We're gonna be doing it. We're gonna probably talk about this for the next maybe 3 weeks. Because it's actually 3 chapters. Genesis 6 through 9. But you know the story. What ends up happening? The water recedes. The emotional disturbance. See, the 40 days is depicting to you. Um, it appears as though it will never end. See, if they would have told you 4 days, that don't communicate the same as 40 days. It don't. It don't. Like if I say let's do a 4 day plant-based challenge or a detox challenge or a cleansing challenge, right? You're like, okay. Even you start day one. Okay. By the time you get to day two, you have pretty much halfway there. When I say let's do a 40 day, it's got a different feel to it. So the 40 days is enough to convey to you that it feels like it will not end. It feels like the moment that you decide that I am living differently, that I don't have to settle, that I'm no longer powerless, that I'm not a victim, that I'm not cut off, that I'm not stuck. I don't have to be afraid of people and what they might do. They cannot stop me. Okay. If I want to be vocal at work, I don't have to be afraid of being fired or whatever. You fill in the blanks, whatever your life experience is, it's saying to you, it's conveying to you here. The moment that you decide that, hmm, the ego is not familiar with that way. It's not familiar. That's not what has been programmed in. It has not been filtering that type of life. So there is a tendency to be a flood that's coming as a result of that. And you got to know at the center of who you are. This is true for me no matter what I see. When you are in the midst of a breakdown and you crying and it appears to be getting worse, you have to in the ark, baby. You got to be in the ark. So the water recedes, they come out. It's a whole new earth. Everything is great. We get to start over. That represents a shift in consciousness, new man, new mind. What does the rainbow represent? You. What does a rainbow do? It takes in and it reflects light. That's consciousness. I'm now aware. I've taken in, huh? New life, new possibility. And I'm now a reflection of that. And now I see that mirrored in my physical world. New identity. Yeah, new story. It's a beautiful story. Now, if you would like to take the story and listen to it literally, let's run through it literally. Ready? God looks out on the earth that he created. He looks out at the humans that he created and decided, I don't like these niggas. Now, I know that I made them in my image, but I don't like what I'm seeing right now. Okay? I don't like what I'm seeing. And actually, I'm going to just kill them. Now I don't have any patience to I don't have no mercy and no grace. No, I'm just gonna kill him. That's what I'm gonna do because I like killing. I got a lot of wrath in me. So I decided to fix this problem that I created. That I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them all. Except I got one. I got one favorite. Out of all of these, I got one favorite, and I'm gonna spare him and I'm gonna allow him to bring his children, their family. They can that's enough. But beyond that, I'm just kill all of them. Okay, perhaps, perhaps. Come on, Jody. Come on, Jody. Come on, Jody. If you get it, you get it. You know what I'm saying? What God do you worship? Rook the God. Rook the God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So some people get off on believing that they serve a God that will, I don't know, send wrath, and then he'll promise you, I'm gonna give you a rainbow, so I ain't gonna drown you niggas again. Next time I'm gonna set you on fire because I love you so much. See, I created you. I said, I think your thoughts before you think them. I know what you're gonna do before you do them, but I'm also gonna kill you because of it. Mental illness. Mental illness. Do I have anything protective to say? No. No. Why are you here listening to unproductiveness? What's wrong with you? That's very weird. Why would you do that? Hmm? Why would you do that? Why would you live? Why would you be here listening to unproductiveness? Hmm. Strange. Very strange. Very strange. The good news is when you believe in destruction, that's what you experience. Well, Rook, that don't sound like good news. It is because that's what you want to believe in. You want death. You want the gory. You want murder. You want demons. You want fire and brimstone. That's what you want. So have at it. You'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. Jody, I don't see Jody no more. I'm trying. I got it's so much crap. I can't where is she at? Jody type something. I don't see her. You talking to me? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Hold on. Hold on. This is energy, y'all. Take all of it. Don't miss no opportunity to make anything what you want it to be. Don't miss. There is a way that I can change this chat. I just can't do it from my phone. There is a way to make it subscriber only, but I don't know how to do it from my phone. I don't see the settings up here. It's all good. Take all the energy. Take all of them. Sap them. That's my intention. I'm gonna take your soul when you come in here acting a fool. You scared? You should be. Huh? You scared? You should be. You should be. Wait, what? What happened? But I talk of when did I talk of harming others? I come in peace. Huh? I come in peace. But I also bring the fire and the brimstone. You need to understand the hidden side of yourself. You can't be good without being also evil. Sorry. Sorry. You can't be God while also not being the devil. Can't. Can't. That's not how the game works. And that's all the spiritual text is trying to communicate to you. Know thyself. Know the hidden you. This is why people end up snapping and doing weird things and nobody understands why. Like, I would have never thought that I knew them. They were a great person. Oh, you knew the part of them that you think you knew. You didn't know them. You don't know what's going on in the depths of a person. Why? The average person don't even know what's going on in the depths of themselves. So no, I'm not surprised when somebody snap and do some crazy stuff. Right? Ghost, you belong to me. You belong to me now. I'll see you in your dreams. Yep. 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 Just like that. Just like that. You see how that works? See how that works? I come in peace. See, no man comes to me unless I send him. If I came to you, you sent for me. That's how the game works. How is your awareness able to draw me? You think I'm the problem and you drew me. You attracted me. You don't find that suspicious? You don't know who you are. That's the problem. You don't know who you are. Ah, yeah, very good dream. What's up, Daryl? No, I'm gonna say what I don't. Um, you guys have rules that you must follow, which is not inherently a bad thing. The problem is there's somebody else's rules. They're not even your own. I wouldn't even mind if you had your own rules. These were rules that you came up with, but the rules that you have is what you got from somebody else. You don't even know that you're not thinking. You're that scene in the Matrix where where Morpheus takes Neo out in the street and everybody dressed alike. They all locked in. They go in the same direction. There's a woman in a red dress, but nobody sees it. But who? But Neo and Morpheus. You're in the loop. You're in the loop. It takes a little courage to step outside the loop. It takes some boldness to put your own beliefs on the chopping block. If you standing on truth, it shouldn't be a problem. I line up what I'm saying to anybody or anything. When you got to run, see, when you told, don't read that, don't read that. No, that's off limits. Because see, if you read that, see, that's the enemy getting in your mind. If you mean to tell me you can read something and the enemy, and you supposed to be on the side of truth and the enemy can take your mind and do anything with it, man, that's some shaky truth that you standing on. I, eh, yeah. Mm. What's up, Sharon? Yeah, you don't even know you're not thinking. That's what lack of awareness is. I'm not offended by anything that anybody says. I let it rip for a little bit until you start getting on my nerves. What's up, change? What's I appreciate you. Nathaniel, we know what you not getting right now, and that's some ass. Cause if you was, you wouldn't be up here trying to create some riffraff. But that's okay. I'm gonna see you in your dreams too. I'll see you later. I come with love. I'm not coming with, I'm not coming with venom when I say I see you in your dreams, unless you interpreting that. I'm an angel. What do you mean? Huh? What you mean? You scared? A stranger can scare you? A stranger that you don't even know? You should check yourself. You should check yourself. Hmm? Why do you think the Bible is misinterpreted so? Thank you. That's a good, like, what's up, Dre? Like, good questions. Because it takes a certain level of awareness. And when you don't have that, you're going to misinterpret it, right? That's one. Two, followers, tradition, which it still requires a lack of awareness. Because have you ever seen some kids that you can't tell these stories to without them saying, that don't make no sense? He did what? Wait, so I got to go to hell if I do? They they already have a certain level of awareness. It don't fly. It don't make no sense, right? But most people, if you have come in, think about life from the very beginning. You come to have a level of love and respect for the people who teach you. Some people won't leave their current space and environment because they feel like it's disrespectful to their teachers. It could be parents, it could be grandparents, it could be whomever. So a lot of it is I'm here out of what I call duty and respect to keep this going. It's the truth. If I have a strong attachment to my grandmother and I love her very much, and she took me through all of this as the truth, it almost feels as though turning against it is like turning against her. All right. But now let's go more surface. What do you think happens when you spend more time in the world? What do you think happens when you spend more time out there? Whether it's in schooling, in a job, in the hustle and bustle. If you in go mode all the time, when do you have time to hear from you? That part of you that would say, I don't know about this. There's got to be more to it. Then we can go a step further. People are lazy. Okay? People are lazy. Everything that I'm saying, you don't have to take my word for it. You could literally just look it up tonight if you wanted to. You can look up the etymology of words if you wanted to. You can pull up the Hebrew definition. How you gonna read a book that's been interpreted over and over and over and over again and not be the least bit curious what the original meaning meant? That's laziness. That's mental and physical laziness. Yes. So it's a mixture of those things. And then people don't want to know because if you want to know, you'll find out. Anything that I've wanted to know, I've been able to find out. Anything that I feel like I want to know now, I'm finding out. Period. If you wanted to know, you go look. When I first came across the idea of missing books in the Bible, part of my initial reaction was that must be a lie because I've never heard that and I've spent my entire life in the church. That was a part of me. But there was also a part of me that was curious. At the time, my pursuit was I'm going to prove that that's not true. But guess what? Once I got to digging, I couldn't prove that. That's what saved me. I was after the truth. And I was like, I think there's been some misunderstanding. So, for people who are misinterpreting things, I'm going to help them out by being able to explain. When I went looking for a way to explain, friend, I couldn't explain. I couldn't explain. I couldn't explain it. I was like, oh, we got a problem. Yikes, something has gone wrong. And that was the beginning of the whirlwind. I'm not sitting here telling you that this was all like easy peasy. It is easy. But I'm saying the flood, oh, there definitely was a flood. There is a mental, what do we call it? War that unfolds. You have to take a mind. I'm going to do a video about this that you have worked so hard to build. You got to break it. Gotta break it. Or you're gonna be a slave. You're gonna be a slave to the flesh. You're gonna be a slave to this reality. You're gonna be a slave to illness. You're gonna be a slave to poverty. You're gonna be a slave to loneliness. You're gonna be a slave to the system, to the white man, to the police officers. If you don't, you can do whatever you think I care. Nigga, I got it. You understand? Do you understand where I am? I don't care what nobody believes. It's not, I don't care. I just happen to think that this goodness that I have recognized, uncovered, okay, that's what revelation is about, the inner revealing. I just think it's so wonderful that it's got to be somebody else that's interested in this wonderfulness. That's it. What it's just like diet, it's just like food, it's just like healing the body. I'm not gonna argue with people who are sick. I'm telling you, I cracked it. If there is a code, I cracked it. Think I'm gonna argue with you? I'm not in pain. You are. Okay. I'm not struggling with that anymore. You are. So if you find fighting, not getting what you want, being unhappy, if you like to lie to yourself, because that's what a lot of people like to do. They like to lie to themselves. Why? Because it sounds good, because it's what they're used to hearing. So you just continue to tell the lie perpetually over and over and over. Shout out to Southern Wisconsin in the house. You want to see me in your dreams? Okay, I'll show up. Let's have some fun. Let's do some magic. Let's ride unicorns. It will be paradise. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody sweating now, baby. We keep it greasy. That's that good shea butter coming through. That's all. We got to keep it moisturized. Okay. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy in the black community to be ashy. So it used to be Vaseline, but we evolved from that. So it's shea butter now. Okay. Actually, it's a mixture: shea butter, coconut oil, and cast castor oil. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jamaica in the house. What's up, Patrick? I lost my job here in Dubai, and now I'm looking to come back home in Texas and start a food truck. It's done. Let's do it. I love it. You can never lose. You can never lose. If you have that as your foundation, and no matter what happened in life, I can never lose. The perception of loss is just that, a perception. That's all awareness is anyway. It's how you perceive a thing. Something happens and your mind says, I must define what this means. If you say this means that I've lost, that I can't, I'm behind, that this doesn't, this gonna keep me from doing what I intended to do, then that's what it is. If it don't mean nothing, then it don't mean nothing. If I always get what I want, then I always get what I want. The end. Period. Wait a minute. Why we got to give stuff away for free? What does that mean? Why he need to give away food for free? I don't like it. I don't like that. I mean, if he wants to, why let people do whatever they want to do. If you feel like food needs to be given away for free, then you do it because it's in you to do. It came to you. The idea comes to you. You see it through. Don't put it on somebody else. Yeah, we'll know. What's up, Dr. Bumblebee? Am I a preacher? Perhaps. of the gospel, of the good word. Of the good word. Yes, yes, yes. I am whatever you say I am, huh? Huh? I am whatever I say I am. It works on both sides, whatever. Oh, marionette. I'm glad you brought it back to my attention. I got to do that this week. I need to do that this weekend. I need to do that this weekend. I did forget. I will say I forget. I forget. Any more gems? What a gem that I can give without giving away the plot of the movie? Um, you will find what you go looking for. That's what she did. That's all you got to do is react to it. Everything needs you. The storyline needs you. All this stuff that has happened, I saw a couple things with the young lady who went over to Africa and got found dead, and then the lieutenant governor offed himself and his wife, or did his wife first, then did himself. And of course, some people are taking this as an opportunity to prove that, the world is full of horrible men. See, a suggestion becomes made, right? It gets made. That's what a headline is. It comes across your timeline and it's boom, a suggestion being made. And you got to decide what you're gonna do with that suggestion. Is that true for you? Is that true for your world? Is that what you're going to dial in on? Because if that's what you have decided is the truth, then that's what you're saying, I'm going to go looking for. You say to your mind, show me evidence of this being true. And that's what you're going to get. So when you think about the psychiatrist, it started with a suggestion, right? A suggestion. Even with the phone call that she got a weird phone call. See, everything is asking you, tell me what you want me to do with this. When the thought comes up, when a feeling comes up, when a circumstance comes up, you got to decide, what am I going to do with this? What story am I going to tell about this? Am I going to make it mean something? Because only you can give meaning to things. So when you make it against you, when you make it negative, when you make it fearful, when you make it dark and demonic and evil, you have decided this is the meaning that I'm giving to that. It wasn't inherently evil until you made it so. Oh, we don't like that. Oh, people don't like that. You made it so. You made it so. When you don't know that, guess what? You're weak. When you don't know that, you become pitiful. Now that thing has risen and now you're here because you put it on a pedestal. If I didn't do nothing else, that's what I would get intentional about. Putting nothing here. I would check my fears. I would check them. Not to try to like run away from them. No, I'm becoming more aware that I feel fear around this thing here. I feel fear when I don't do this. I feel fear when I do this. It's a little game I like to play with myself. I used to do it as a kid anyway, going into the grocery store and just eating grapes. Nobody won't wash no grapes. We didn't have a fear of that. Nobody told us. Nobody made a suggestion that that was dangerous. We weren't aware of any danger. So we did it. Nobody got sick. Nobody fell out. Nobody died. So from time to time, I like to test it. And it's not even a test. But I just like to see, like, do you still stand on that root? Then all right. You should be able to go taste the grape before you buy it. You scared of it? I didn't think so. I ain't telling you to do that. I'm just not comfortable with other things holding power over me. And I need to know. I need to know that I'm actively choosing, not reacting, not running out of fear. I can't do that. That don't work for me. Cash App or PayPal? Both. Both. Run it up. Is God a woman? Yes and no. Okay. Well, let's start with the no. How can God have a gender? How can God be a man or a woman? In just in a literal sense, the way the story is told. How can a higher being that is beyond flesh be a man or a woman? It doesn't make any sense. However, because God is awareness, right? Then that means I would be aware, as awareness would be God, and then you as a man would be awareness as a God. See? So no, but yes. We don't have to flip it. Like, we got to get out of this idea of either or. It's not an either or. As great as women are, as great as a feminine principle is, as powerful as a feminine principle is, it is nothing without the masculine. No matter how strong, okay, the masculine is, it is nothing without. These are principles. You're talking energies. So when we try to separate to say, well, no, actually, it's the woman that's the God. No, actually, it's the man that's the God. They're both expressions of the one. So if you take one piece out of it, it collapses. Can't nothing on this planet, everything is both male and female. Energies. Now, some people have taken this as a sign that they're supposed to do weird stuff with their body because actually we're all male and female. That's ignorance. That's what that is. Before man is the womb, isn't it? Wait, before man. What that, I don't know if I understand that. This is demonic. Okay. Okay. Well, yet you're here. You are partaking in demonic activities. What would your God have to say about that? Very strange. What part of you is attracted to demonic words and demonic conversations? This is what is demonic. The only thing that I have said is see yourself as God, see yourself as all possibility. Never consider yourself to be weak and powerless. Never accept illness. Never accept lack. Never accept powerlessness. And that's demonic. And this is why church people are weak and pitiful. That's why church people are weak and pitiful. You can't you can't help them. You know why? Because they won't help themselves. It's a choice. You can choose. See, that's what free will means. You are free to perceive things any way you want. And if you want to perceive them as being demonic, so it is. You can't even tell me what a demon is. When I look it up, it says spirit. Hmm? The genius. That's what the demon is, the genius. Some of the best parts of you. Hey, do whatever you want. Fight it. Fight it if you want. Why is it that people stay suffering for so long? Because you are fighting. That's why. And as long as you fight, you assign that as having power, as that being legitimate. It needs your consent. That's what you give it. What's up, Reagan? Yeah, I think some people are a little bored. Yeah, they're a little bored. And it's all good. We'll entertain it. We take all energy. We accept everything. Why? Because anything that we see doesn't determine anything. We determine. So you think you being a jackass, or you think you're being combative, or you think you're being disruptive, but you're not, because you can't, because I set the terms. It's based on what I see, my perception. That's what makes me God, my own awareness of what is. So everything to my good, in my favor. See how that works? See how that works? So it doesn't matter what is being said. And it's anyway, it's all good. We love it. Church has been wrong since First Samuel 8. I don't remember what that is. What do you think about Jesus? I don't think anything about Jesus. First of all, the man name wasn't Jesus. But what is being referred to as Jesus is a symbol of the awareness in you that knows you are God. It's awareness. The whole Bible is talking about the state of mind. It's talking about a consciousness. So I have a problem with it one way or the other. I Hey, if you want to wait on something, if the story makes sense to you that somebody need to come and die for you and die for your sins, if he died for your sins, then why are you also punished for your sins? Which one is it? No, no. See what you can do. You got to ask for forgiveness. What if a person doesn't even know Jesus? What if they're on a part of this planet? They have never even heard the message. So what about them? Doesn't make any sense. When you start just asking basic questions, it doesn't make any sense. But if you can force it and make it make sense, then have at it. This is why people are sick. There's internal discord going on, and ain't no way around this. You have to meditate on these concepts. You have to meditate on these concepts. You have to contemplate on these concepts. You have to bring it to mind. You have to sit with it. What does this mean? If you wanted to know the truth, you know what you would do before you went to sleep tonight? You would say, whatever you fill in whatever name you like, God, Jesus, Jehovah, whatever, spirit, divine. Open my eyes to the truth. But see, you're not going to ask that when you think you already know the truth. See, if you really felt convinced in your own mind, persuaded in your own mind, you wouldn't be scared to say that because you know, oh, it's just gonna confirm that what I'm on the right track, right? Won't do it though, will you? Yeah. Very revealing. Very revealing. Trudge said, I just honestly wanted to know because either don't believe in the Bible or any man-made religion. Um, Here's the thing: you can take the Bible and you can throw it away if you like. You don't have to ever read it. You don't have to ever entertain any aspect of it. But what I know from experience is people are leaving the church, but they physically, but they're still in the church in mind. So when you take the same mind with you, it don't matter where you are, because you're still gonna be looking for a Jesus just subconsciously. You still look for a savior without even knowing it. So my personal thing is if you already have this religious wiring, it's already in there. You done spent decades. You done believed in it. You done shared it and blah 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 blah. Right? Why not get clear on what it is? Why not clear up the clutter? Why not find out what the truth of the matter is so that you can I don't like the idea. I will throw away anything that I don't find useful, but I don't like the idea of running from things. I don't. Everything is me, including that book. I wrote it. Did you know that? Did you know you wrote it? What part of you wrote it? That's what you have to ask. You are identifying with a flesh body. That's why this seems like it's blasphemy. Like, what is this crazy? What is somebody's demonic? What is this demonic lady talking about? You have to turn the eye inward. You practice. How do you do that? You have to practice, sucker. How do you do that? Turn your eye from the world. Turn your eye from what they're doing. Turn your ear from what they're saying. Eliminate certain conversations. And then it is appropriate for you to feed the ego. How? The ego wants proof. It wants to justify this new way of thinking. And you can do that by studying, by researching. You can find just facts. Okay? Facts that will satisfy the thirst of the ego. No problem. And then you make it work for you. I like to run things. That's my preference. Some people don't want all power. They want some power. That's not how it works. Either you have the power or you don't. Here's the plot twist. You have it. You just don't know you have it. And you're using it against yourself. Well, that stinks. I believe things are inverted and backwards. Yeah. Yeah. We can yeah, we can look at it that way. The real question is, do you accept? Forget accept. Let's not start with accept. Are you willing to consider the possibility that you are everything? Are you willing to consider the possibility that you could get what you want? Can you in your mind justify why you could be a believer, so called, and that other people are winning and you are not? You still suffering. You still struggling. One of my favorite verses used to be, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Ain't you tired of freaking suffering, sucker? Huh? What's up, alchemist? He was assigned a grave with the wicked and the rich in his death, though he had done no violence. I don't care. I don't care about none of that junk. I don't care about none. What is that done for you lately? You repeating something that somebody you done got from somewhere. What has it done? It's fine. This is why I like life. Like I am in the most magical time of my life right now. I have never experienced life the way I'm experiencing it now. When I tell you I don't give a rat's ass, if you would like to continue to suffer, stay there. If you want to trick yourself and tell yourself you stuck, stay there. If you want to trick yourself and say it ain't nothing you can do to heal your body, then stay your funky ass there. If it's their fault, well, I can't leave him because, he gonna make it difficult for me to do this. I don't care. Stay your funky tail there. If you love the story that much, bask in it, nigga. I've had enough suffering. Okay. I've had enough. I had enough pain. And I also had enough of keeping other people's secrets. I've had enough of that. I've had enough of carrying other people's pain. I've had enough of that. Huh? Turning my back on it. I've had enough. If you ain't had enough, keep fighting for it. Fight for it harder. And I mean literally fight for it. Because this is the only way that's going to break it. You're going to stay the course. You're going to stay right in that mind. You're going to stay right in that mind. You're going to stay there. You're going to think you're right. Um, and you're going to continue to get the results that you're getting. You are a loser. And you have to come to grips with that. Are you okay with that? You identify as being a loser. You identify as being the fact that you can look out in the world and you see people living on their terms. And the only way that you can justify it is you have to tell yourself they're doing something wrong, that they're living unrighteously, that they've done something um, um, unmoral, unethical. That's the loser in you talking. That's what that is. When you look out in the world and you want something, oh my God, you scroll through social media and you want to be living. I'm not talking jealousy. I mean, a real desire in your heart that says, I know that's possible. And you immediately default to all the reasons why it's not because you identify as being a loser. You don't identify as being all that is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alchemist said, I've had enough pain and suffering. Enough. I've had enough poverty. I used to brag about my survival skills. I do like them. I do like some of them. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? I could get by like easy. It's just so even now, like literally, just for myself, I could eat $50 a week, easy, and that's what stuff left over, easy. And that ain't even me being in survival mode. That's just I don't require a whole lot in that regard. However, I've had enough of it. I've had enough of listening. Don't listen. I don't want to hear nothing from you that you claim that God told you to tell me. Okay? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Why God ain't tell you? The same thing. How in the world God told you to tell me something? You got more, you got great purpose in your life. You can help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? If you would just put God first, well, you could have great success. Why God didn't tell you that? Can't you have great success too? Hmm? Hmm? Save it. Save it for somebody who cares. Cause I don't. I don't. I don't care nothing about it. I've had enough of those stories. I have listened to fools for majority of my life. I followed the crap that they said. I did. Didn't have much to show for it though. Didn't have much to show for it. No, 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 no. And so it's a decision that has to be made. If you locked into that it's the right way, that I'm on the right track, stick with it. Don't move beyond your own reasoning and good common sense. Nope. Nope. If it makes sense to you, stay there. If you can justify suffering, baby, stay there. Baby, stay there. Stay there day after day, night after night. Stay there until you get enough. That's the only thing that's going to move you. That's the only thing that's going to move you is when you get fed up. What I found with getting fed up is you finally get tired of fighting against. You finally get tired of it. You say I've had enough. I've had enough. I ain't playing small no more. Y'all, you, yep. I'm gonna see all of y'all. I'm gonna see all of y'all in my dreams, in your dreams tonight. All of y'all belong to me. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate you showing up. I take all of it and I put it to good use. I could never have an adversary. I could never have a disruptor. Never, never. Everybody worked for me. All on my team. Why? Because can't nobody stop me from seeing life the way I see it. Can't nobody stop me from perceiving things the way I perceive it. So when you default to loser, that's because that's what you're choosing. Hmm. Yeah. Once you've had enough, it's over. It's over. And I want to give. I don't like warnings, but I'm gonna give this as a warning. Because I know the lurkers. Yeah, I'm gonna give it as a warning. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm about close to that Kanye crash out. That's why I don't have a problem when people like, no, Ye is crazy. No, I'm just as crazy as he is. I just got a few more buffers, few more filters. That's the only difference. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. And the reason why when somebody asked the question, why do you think things have been misinterpreted for so long, is because we have just been hiding. We've allowed foolishness to go on and nobody speaks against it. It's a hiding. It's this continuous hiding. It's the fake and the phony. I think is why my body rejects it so much. Whether I'm around people, whether it's events, whether it's the fake and phony I can't stand. And I think it's because I've been a keeper of people's fake and phony for so long. See, what the truth has the ability to do, hmm, cause collapse. Cause a collapse. Start shooting the truth. I kind of want to be tested. Like I'm kind of in that wish a nigga would mode. Like you want me to? Cause I lay it out for everybody. Everybody can get it. Everybody forget it can get it. It's fake and phony. It's weak. It's pitiful. You should never be bothered by anybody else's criticism of you. If you understood how fake and phony most people are living, I don't even want to say most. I don't want to take that there. Let's just say many, a lot. You would never be bothered. Do you know how people have to walk on eggshells because they live in fear? That who those demons that somebody was talking about, if they ever got exposed, if they ever got exposed, you can never live free that way. That's what caused disease in the body. Yeah. And guess where we see a lot of disease at? Right in the church? Cancer. Right up and down them pews. Huh? Up and down the aisles. high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I thought you got the answers. Why you not doing no work up in there? What are y'all doing up in there? Is what I want to know. Cause you ain't healing nothing. So what are y'all doing up in there? Other than making yourself feel good. Eh, if you say so. If you say so. Yeah, they won't admit it. But we got the receipts. We got the receipts. Yeah, dancing and falling out, and that's it. And then go right back to their world of getting their ass handed to them. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. When you are taught to deny yourself, you're going to be weak. When you're taught to fear yourself, you're going to be weak and pitiful. When you're taught to put someone else or something before your own inner knowing, you're going to be weak and you're going to be pitiful. That's how it works. All sick, even the pastor's facts. How you going to help me? How you going to help me? I thought you supposed to have special privileges. That's why we pay for your stuff. That's why we pay for your car and your house or whatever the little stipend we give you. Because you supposed to be the chosen one. And you can't heal yourself? Standards are low. I don't even think you have any standards. Appreciate you. Empathy is why you have a vote. Empathy is why you have a vote in this country. You think I care about a vote in a country? That got to be troll. What are you even talking about? Nigga, get out of here. You scrolled on the wrong thing. Keep scrolling. What up, money man? They too brainwashed to see. Well, yeah, yeah. Listen, listen, listen. Sir, you listening to me. I'm not listening to you. Just remember that. So that's our good word for today. That's our good word for tonight. We judging a tree. The good book told us to judge a tree by the fruit it bears. So I'm judging the tree by the fruit. I'm judging, I am judging the tree by the fruit. I always know where I am in mind based on what I'm producing. I always know what I'm aware of based on what I manifest. And what are manifestations? Thoughts, feelings, circumstances, conditions. I don't care how good you think you are. I don't care what you think you're doing. There's a part of you that is dialed in on what you don't want. You don't hear your inner conversations. You don't even hear your outer conversations. You ever had somebody come back to you was like, yeah, I was a little bothered by what you said. You was like, what you mean? You said XYZ and you don't remember. You're like, I don't recall what it I didn't say that. Did I? Yeah. You don't not aware. You have to develop your awareness. And what develops your awareness more? Discomfort, dis-ease, disruptions to the pattern, to the program. That's what activates your awareness, huh? You start to pay attention that if I don't get this, I get anxious. If I don't get this, I get worried. If this happens, I become afraid. This happens, I become unsure. Yeah. Yeah. Alchemist said discomfort definitely develops awareness. Yes. That's why we do so-called challenges. That's why we do them. You have to train your mind the way you train your body. Well, I guess if you don't train your body, then I guess whatever. You get what I'm saying? You have to train it. And then you have to tell yourself it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's easy. It's easy to put my attention on what I want. It's easy to feed what I desire. It's easy to think good thoughts. It's easy to expect good things to unfold. The problem is when you buy into the God Satan story. Now you create an adversary. That's why I would trash it. Okay? Anything that makes me afraid, I would trash. That's why when I say, "Oh, what are people doing in the church?" I know what they're doing, perpetuating fear. That's why they stay in a fearful state of mind. That's why the fruit that they produce, well, there you go. That's a tree is coming from. The state of mind is pain and suffering and fear. Yeah, it makes sense. And so when we get any blowback from the things that we're up here saying, right? Somebody said blasphemy, somebody said demonic, call it whatever you like. What they're saying is, I want you to be afraid like me. Join me over here in the fear. This is where we safe over here. Come on. What we show people, we make them aware of the aspect of them that is free, that knowing in them. That's why it agitates. It agitates because a part of them is in agreement. If you're not in agreement with it, it wouldn't bother you, would it? Exactly. Exactly. Reagan said, I have to check internal dialogue daily still. Yeah. You make it, it's intentional. I get intentional about how I talk to myself. I get intentional about the conversations that I have. I'm intentional about what I say, what I expect, but I'm also becoming aware. So I'm not just activating the inner conscious, that inner conversation, right? So to speak. But I'm also being aware of the inner conversation. I want to be aware that when something happens, ooh, my mind has went in this direction. Because that gap, that awareness is when I then get to choose. I can choose different. I'm conscious now. That's what consciousness is. I perceive what is happening and I actively choose. So going back to the Noah story, bringing two of one kind on the ark, that's what it's representing to you. You're going to always see the flip side of something because you can't have one without the other. You perpetuate that. You keep experiencing the part you don't want because you keep reacting to it. You keep making that proof that you are separate from what you desire. To stop the loop is just stop reacting. When somebody said they lost their job, how do you respond to that? Is that the truth? Was the job the source of your income, the source of your well-being? And I can talk this, right? This ain't just talking, talk. I know because I've lived it. Okay. Is I know some people talk the money talk and then they've always had money. No, I'm saying yes, you have to talk this even when you see it dwindling and it's gone and you don't know where the next is coming from. You still be still and know I am. What is it saying to you? What is that verse saying to you? Be still and know I am God. Be still and know that awareness is everything. And as long as I'm aware that I am taken care of, I'm aware that I'm always abundant, I'm aware that I have, that I am it, I can never go without. You cannot hold to contrasting. You cannot hold two conflicting thoughts in your mind at the same time, even though you think you may. Now, you can quickly bounce between the two, right? You can, but it's one or the other, sucker. So the moment that you go into pity, you is a reminder for yourself to say, okay, then I can't be in power right now. I can't be thinking of power and pity at the same time. The moment I am dwelling on the illness, I cannot be thinking of health and wellness and the illness at the same time. But even when I feel and I'm thinking the things I don't prefer, I don't fight with it. That's the key piece that's missing. When you start feeling yourself burn out, you are fighting. That's your indicator. You're fighting against. You're fighting with the feeling. You're fighting with the thought. You keep looking out. You're looking at the calendar. You like, bruh, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this situation, bruh. Like, I thought maybe that, but then you get more evidence. Okay, if I make that move, then this gonna happen. How am I gonna align that? Then I gotta take care of these. I gotta take care of these people. That's you reacting. You judging by appearances. The serpent is offering you the fruit and you taking it. You eating from the tree of good and evil is what you're doing. Boop. Boop boop. So even when it comes up, even when what I don't want comes up, I take the power out of it. How do I do that? By recognizing it never had power to begin with. You don't mean anything. You practice doing this. If you have spent your entire life being reactive, you are a slave to impulse. You don't you don't think you don't have to practice a little bit? Well, look, everybody don't have to practice. I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about your ass. Practice being where you like to be. Practice being where you want to be. Practice. Practice putting your attention. Practice becoming and developing inner awareness. No, that's not true for me anymore. Yes, I'm now I got to come up with this other money, but I know I'm always provided for. I know money never runs out. I know I'm in the midst of money all times, in all places, at all moments. You can override at every moment because it's you. Nobody can stop you from thinking in your favor. Nobody can tell you how to see a thing. Nobody can make you see a glass half empty. Nobody. You can have 5,000, 5,000,000 people say, no, that glass is half empty. Nobody can make you see it that way if you see it half full. You cannot make me see ugly if I see beauty. I don't care what you show me. You cannot make me see pain when I see pleasure. You cannot make me see hate when I see love because you don't control that. Gain some control over yourself. Yes, you do need will. That's part of it. You do. Part of this is you got to get out of your mind. You got to start directing. And then if you find that to be troublesome, now focus on that. I don't find it to be a problem managing myself. It is nothing to control my life. I take pleasure being the authority of this entire world. It's my pleasure to run it. I never tire. I never tire running it. I never tire choosing. I never get tired singing the song of me. I never get tired of getting what I want. I never get tired of commanding. I never get tired of being in control. I never get tired of responsibility. Yes, I want it. I'm more than capable. This is all. Who do you say you are? What do you say you are? This self conversation, self concept, self awareness. Yes, 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 yes. I'm intentional with correcting myself before I speak negatively about anything. Life, like auto correction. I am the resurrection and the life. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It is easy. I can fly off the handle if I choose to. If I choose to. But flying off the handle is not a default. Now, this is where I think the ego comes in play. I think you should have a well-developed ego. The way minds work is the idea of somebody else ruling me don't sit well. That's why I started with food. I started with food because uh I felt like it had a hold on me. I felt like I couldn't turn away. I couldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? I just had to eat myself into oblivion. And then that poverty consciousness, right? Just coming up with not a lot. You can't throw things away because, it's people over in Africa they're starving. I don't know if how old some of you are, but they used to have the commercials, the African commercials, and they show these kids over there, they're skinny and with the ribs showing. And grown folks will use that as example of why you can't waste food. So there was this little mental thing when it came to it. And one day I just looked at it. And I said to myself, you mean to tell me this is what control you? You mean to tell me that food like this right here, a pizza, a donut, I know you like it. You mean to tell me it's your master? Wow, Rook. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, friend. That's crazy. That's how you should start looking at life. Like, okay, nah, I will not be a slave to this world. I will not be a slave to my own beliefs. I will not be a slave to headlines. I will not be a slave to other people's fears. I will not be a slave to other people's pitiful stories. Never. I will burn first. Rook, that's what you're gonna do when you go to hell. Already been. Already been. Already been. Mm. Welcome. Welcome to the upper room. You in the upper room. That's need that. Don't you get it? Don't you catch a vibe when you come up in here? It's the upper room. The people who claim to have the answers, like the God people, they so angry. Why y'all so angry? Are you never happy about anything? Did God not give you joy? Do you not have are you never at peace? Are you never at peace? Is it never Mm. Yeah, the upper room. Man, I watched Life. We did a watch party for Life, and I had to apologize to everybody. I'm like, it's a terrible movie. I don't know what I remembered about it. Based on the inner circle, based on how we get down, it was a terrible movie. That like, look at the storyline. It was terrible. You get caught up. You get what is it? I can't even think of it. It was just terrible. Me rewatching it, I'm like, I don't know what mind I had when I first found it. It was a couple spots in there. My main pieces that I laughed at, like, because of course I love all the actors, right? You got Eddie, you got Martin, you got Bernie Mac, you got who else in there? All of the greats, a lot of the greats in there, right? But the whole storyline stinks. Like, ew. You got charged for something that you didn't do, couldn't get yourself out of it, and got stuck living there until you turn old. And then at the end, it was like, oh, see, it worked out. No, nigga, they was near death. Ugh, stinks. Whole storyline stinks. Stinks. Then the guy who didn't want to go home, right? The gay guy, and he decided he would just run over the gun line, so he ended up getting. I'm like, this is a terrible movie. This is a terrible movie. I hate it. I hate it. I'm never watching it again. No, I'm probably lying, but I'm not going to intentionally watch it again. Like, I don't. Other than my favorite parts, like, I know I don't remember. It was awful. I don't that's not what we that's not the vibe. It don't align with the inner circle. Let's just say that. No, 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 no. Let me tell you right now. You if it ever first of all, it ain't going down. But if it was to go down that you got arrested for something that you didn't do, you think that's how it's gonna play out? Never. 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 Absolutely not. You think the other people gonna get out? The kid that they was working with who ended up getting out? And nope, nope. Well, damn, bro. I'm just saying it ain't that deep. Just watching it laugh. I tried and I couldn't. And then they had the little civil rights stuff that was mixed up in there. I didn't even remember that part. I was like, okay, this trash. It is, but it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the classics. It's one of the black classics. It is. That's why I don't take movie recommendations from just anyone. Yeah, 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 yeah. JoJo is the head of our entertainment department. I was like, you know what? This was my suggestion because I kept remembering my favorite parts. I said, let's watch it to laugh, and I didn't find myself laughing a lot. I was like, this is a bad, terrible story. And I would have cut it off if I hadn't got everybody to come and watch it. Like if everybody had just left, I would have just turned it off. Like, okay, I don't want to watch this crap. No. Those are not the images that I want to put in my mind. Those are not I like this. There are too many great, wonderful storylines. Because that's all life is one big story that's unplaying, one big story that's unfolding. Why do I want to put that in my psyche? Why? The reason I don't even think of some of the stuff that people think of is because I don't feed that. Oh, then you see the movie? This is playing out right now in the government. No, I didn't see that movie. No, no, actually I didn't. That's what people were doing during the pandemic. They was going on Netflix and they was finding all the movies about pandemics and some outbreaks and the virus, this and that. All right, bro. I guess. I guess. I vote for Limitless or Inception. Well, we're gonna do the series. We're gonna watch The Wheel of Time. It's like three series. The first season is really the best one, but it's too many gems in there that we can play on. I'm like, okay, Cause I'm torn between that one, C on Apple TV. Elise sent me another one on Apple TV. I'm gonna watch that one too. I think it's called. I be telling y'all I'm gonna watch. I don't be watching nothing, y'all. Like if you could see if a camera followed me around, you'd be so disappointed. I rarely watch anything. I rarely watch television at all, and movies or anything. I don't. I just be so engulfed in my stuff and my things, and I be in lab mode, like analyzing. I'm reading, and you know, you know. I have to pencil that in. I said I was gonna put it. I have to put it in my calendar. So this is what helps when we do the watch parties. Is for me to actually pencil it in on my calendar. Like, okay, I gotta watch something now. Something that reminds you how expansive your mind can be. Right. It or just a good time. Like I want funny. So just give me funny. And I don't want the woke funny. I don't like the new funny. I don't even want anything from 2000 and I don't know, 16 and maybe 2015 and back. Give me some of that funny. I don't want the new funny. I'm good on that. Give me some. It is straight funny. That is what it is. It's not trying to be funny with even some of Dave Chappelle stuff I don't like anymore because I think I'm not laughing majority of the set. I'm like, okay, it's too much talking. It's too much trying to intertwine the real world stuff. I don't care. I didn't come here for that. Do it in a short and sweet, and let's get on with it. Like I came here for the joke, sir. I ain't come here for the life lessons. I didn't. I want more Dave Chappelle show. Okay. Yes, the things were intertwined, not a problem. But I ain't with it. Do I read a lot? What's up, Doc? Yes. I probably do more reading than I do anything, honestly. I do a lot of um inner reading too. A lot. I do more inner reading than I do physical reading, probably. And what I mean by that is opening the book of life. Sometimes we're so busy taking things in, we're not even in receptive mode. See, I'm curious about the books that I like, especially when I go back to those older books. See, w- where did they get some of that stuff from? The source, tapping in. So I'm more intrigued with being receptive. Like, this is really the only way that you're going to be a well adjusted learner anyway. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself crazy because you're going to come across so much information that's conflicting. And you're going to have to decide, well, what do I believe? Well, what is right? Well, what makes sense? Well, he says he got proof of this. Well, this person said they got proof of that. Then you go down a rabbit hole. You say, well, no, I think this is, and most people judge by their bias, right? So if you white, you got the tendency, you're going to follow the white sources. If you're black, you got a tendency to trust the black sources. Well, some. If it's a woman, I might have a tendency, that my bias is there, right? So on and so forth. So that's more like even when I give certain Bible interpretations, I go back. I go back to the words. I go back to you can look up a lot of the etymology, those Hebrew meanings of those words, right? But some terms are not there. Some particular words are not there. So I got to interpret that. I got to interpret what that mean. What do I get out of that? It's a really good practice when you come across things to ask yourself what you think about it before you get somebody else's interpretation on it. If you watch a movie, ask yourself before you get someone else's breakdown of it. What did I get from that? What did I think about that? The book, what do I think about that? The news article, what do I think about that? The headline, what do I think about that? First, before you venture out and get somebody else's perspective. I just started watching Prime TV. Yeah, the only reason I have Prime TV is because it comes with Prime. I ain't buying nothing else. Like I just refuse. The only reason I have Apple TV right now because I'm on a 3-month trial. Right? That's why I do want to watch. I think it's called Dark Materials. That's up there. Um, I want to watch that. I'm going to watch it. What else I got? I think that's it. Whatever else I have, I don't even use it. It doesn't serve a purpose. I don't. I'm not even. It's a lot of stuff you can just watch on YouTube. There's a lot of movies. There's a lot of documentaries. I mean, Tyler Perry is banned from my life. Yeah, I don't want to see that trash. Them trash ass storylines. And you know, in every one of them, he gonna find a way to bend a man over. In every one of them, like he trying to use us to play out his own fantasies. I'm not interested, sir. Shout out. Now, I will say this: I do a very good job separating. There's a outstanding documentary of his life story on Prime TV on Amazon. Great documentary. The story itself, amazing. Where he came from, what he went through, what he was able to accomplish, nobody can dispute that. But everything beyond that, no. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. Life is a great book. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I got right now, like probably got 20 books on my floor right now beside me. Then I got a bag with like 10 other books. Yeah, I have, yeah, there are a lot because I'm fascinated with life. I don't understand when people say they bored. What does that even mean? You're not even paying attention. You're not in tune with yourself. You don't have no questions about nothing. You don't have no interest about nothing. About nothing? Hmm. Hmm. Suspicious. Reagan said, it's too many voices competing for the spot of mine. I can't do much information as ignorant as it sounds. No, that's good. And it's good that you don't have a fear. Because a lot of people have a fear of missing out. That if I'm not locked in and I'm not, paying attention to every single thing, no, let it ride. If the sky is falling, let it. What you want? What I'm gonna do about it? I like to be happy when it falls. I like to be dancing with someone, making love, doing the things. What are we gonna do? If the sky is falling, if the earth is ending, what else would you want to be doing other than enjoying yourself? You see? So you want because you need me to feed it. You need me as the battery. I need to believe in your the AI is gonna take over everything in your world. You need my fear. I won't give it to you. And I'm not gonna give it to other people. I'm not gonna spread that. I will not. I will not because I know what the truth is. I know I can't take people beyond themselves. I can't take people beyond their own awareness because that's all that is. So if a person recognizes their power and they recognize that everything they see is a reflection of themselves, it's a reflection of what they're currently aware of, how they're perceiving things, the rest will take care of itself. And I use everybody else as an example. So when I start seeing people be sick and they stressed out, but they follow this motto that, hey, we need to get out here and fight. Hey, we need to see what's going on. I'm not listening to you. You don't have the answers. You don't have the answers. I tell my daughter there's no such thing as boredom. Yeah. Yeah. Just me and my daughter just had that conversation. There's a loop. You have to break the loop. And if you're used to immediately just going to social media, right? You got to break the loop. Not spaz out about it, not have a meltdown, not turn into the algorithm. It's the algorithm. I'm telling you, they put stuff in your head. I'm telling you, they following me because I was thinking this, and then I came online and I saw it. I thought you were all awareness, stupid. Why wouldn't you see it? Why wouldn't you see a reflection of you that don't even make? Ooh, don't piss me off. Why wouldn't you see it? No, you don't understand what they doing. So now I got to now buy into your story that I am living in a world where the system is at the top and I'm at the bottom, and they're doing things that will be detrimental to me, that will enslave me for life. You see how I have to give that power? I got to buy into that. I got to come into agreement with that. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we're not doing that. That's the point. That right there is all I got to do. If I got a scale litmus test, I'm listening to what you say up until the point that you tell me I got something to be afraid of, and that's when you lose me. That's when you lose me. Once you tell me that I now have to be afraid of the food, and I got to be afraid of the soil, and I got to be afraid of the air, and I got to be afraid of the tights that I have on because they're not 100% cotton. Now, if you prefer to have all natural cloths, wonderful. I love it. It's beautiful. If you have access to that, even better. But let's say you don't at the moment. Why would you give negative meaning to anything that you currently have to experience, anything that you currently have to use or find yourself using or find yourself taking it in? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. If I only had access to tap water, do you think I'm going to tell myself that this tap water is bad for me? Do you think I'm going to tell myself the tap water got chemicals in it and it's got the runoff from people's drugs, because when people pee in it, then it cycles back through, they filter, and I'm drinking it, and really it's causing detriment to my health and my well-being. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Jesus said, "Who do you say I am?" Is asking you, how do you perceive this? Do you perceive it as a danger? Do you perceive it as a threat? Why would you make anything in your reality an adversary? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I got a verse for you. I got a verse for you. Hold tight. Hold tight. Grab your Bibles and go with me. You still should have it open. You still should have it open. The doors of the church is still open. We ain't closed them yet. We just read this verse, I think, last week. Here it is. Let's see. Let's go. Was it Matthew? I think it was Matthew. Let's see. Let's see what it says. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, okay. I saved it over here. Here we go. This is Corinthians. Okay. All right. No, it's not Corinthians. We could go there though. We could go there. Let's go there. We could use that one. That's applicable. We could go there, 2 Corinthians 12:9 and 10. My grace is sufficient for thee. My strength is made perfect in weakness. What's the my here? My awareness, whatever I'm aware of, is sufficient. I can be in the midst of hell, but as long as I'm aware of heaven, hell can't touch me. I can be in the midst of poverty, but as long as I'm aware of abundance, poverty can't touch me. I can be in the midst of sickness, and as long as I'm aware of health and well being, sickness cannot touch me. That's what it's saying. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities. So even when I'm in conditions that appear to be the worst, that appear to be unfavorable, I glory in them because I know they mean nothing. I know they mean they have no power. I know it doesn't mean they have any power. I know that the power of Christ may rest upon me. The Christ is my own inner awareness, my own inner knowing, that still space in me that knows that I am glory, I am power, I am success, I am well being, I am health, I am love, I am all that is. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities and reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. This ain't asking you to go out into the world and just let anybody do anything to you. That's not what it's saying. It's not what it's saying. I take pleasure in what appears to be pain, what appears to be suffering, not because I'm putting pain and suffering on a pedestal and I'm basking in the suffering. It's because I don't see the pain as the pain. I don't define the pain as being an adversary against me. I know it holds no truth. I can be experiencing a thing, but also know that's not who I am. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Don't that sound a little crazy? When I am weak, then am I strong? So, yes, you're supposed to talk your talk even before it looks like it. Talk your rich talk now. Talk your health talk now. Talk your love talk now. I mean, talk it big. Make it make it Kanye, yeah, yay, yeah. Turn it up to yay levels. Remember that interview? Who do you think you are? Told you who do I think I am? All right, that's what he said. You ask me who I think I am. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this is what it is. This is how I see myself. You cannot stop me from seeing myself however I want to see myself. For some reason, you want me to see me how you see yourself, and you see yourself pitiful. You see yourself trapped. You see yourself lacking options. You see yourself up against the wall and, fighting the system and the white man and the. I don't see myself that way. I don't see myself that way. Verse 11 goes on and says, I am. Listen to the phrasing of this, because it don't make sense if you read it literally. I am become a fool in glorifying. It didn't say I become a fool in glorifying. It says I am become a fool in glorifying. It's my awareness, baby. If the Father is awareness, right? And the Son is what I am aware of being. So let's phrase it another way. If the all possibilities, all scenarios, the field, that's what science calls it. If that's God, the Son of God would be who is experiencing particular aspects of that all. That would be me. That's me. That's me deciding. That's me deciding that I am powerful or if I'm pitiful. I decide if as a woman I have limitations. If as a woman I'm always disrespected. Do I agree with that? If as a woman I'm never paid, why would you want to be paid the same anyway? Ugh. I don't even know. Y'all, your aspirations are very low. If I believe that, that's that's what I decide. I'm deciding that's who my Lord is. My Lord Jesus is defeat, is limitation, is lack, on and on and on. So it says, you have compelled me, for I ought to have been commended of you, for in nothing am I behind the very chiefiest apostles. Then I be nothing. Okay. Let's see what NIV says, because I know they chopped this sucker up. I have made a fool of myself, it says, but you have drove me to it. That's the ego. The ego feel like a fool, trusting this part of you that says you really are all powerful. You really are rich right now. You really are healed. You done been to 55 different doctors, and the awareness of you is now saying, I am healed. Made a fool of myself because you drove me to it. The mind drives you to it. That's the flood. That's God sending the flood. I ought to have been commended by you, for I am not in the least inferior to the super apostles. That's interesting that they listed that. They use that word super apostles. The apostles, who are they? The powers of mind, the forces of mind. Even though I am nothing. Now, who would be nothing here? That's an interesting translation. How did you get to I am nothing? Okay, it did say that. It said, though I be nothing. Who could be nothing in this aspect? The limited. It's telling you that this what you witness in the physical is essentially the nothingness. It's a piece of the truth. It's a fractal. It's a reflection, part of the story, right? But it doesn't tell the true story. It doesn't tell the complete story. It looks as if it's causing your pain, and it's just reflecting what you're aware of. It looks as if this person is what's holding you back from living your dreams. No, it's reflecting your awareness. You've created this person. That's how you encounter them. You've used them as a placeholder. You're using them as an excuse of why you think you're stuck. And it's not true. You have to shift your perception. See, we can go round and around and around and around and around and around and again, and we're always gonna come back to you, your mind. We're gonna always come back to your awareness. We're gonna always come back to your how you're perceiving things, no matter how you spin it, baby. No matter how you spin it, it's gonna always come back to you. And I think that people don't like that. So to answer the question earlier, somebody said, "Why do you think the Bible has been interpreted so much?" Because because people don't want the responsibility. When you start talking this talk, this means the power's in your hand. You think people want power. People don't want power. No, I got to do something with it. Saw that video that went viral. I don't know if it was scripted or not. It looked like it was real. I don't know. But the guy was like on this campaign. He was raising money, and then he would go and bail people out of jail. People that were in there for just like little petty crimes. And he got one guy out, and the guy was mad. He was like, "Look, I had somewhere to sleep and I had somewhere to eat, something to eat. You done bailed me out. Now I'm back on the street. I'm homeless. You didn't do me no favor." He thought freeing him, he like, "Nigga, I don't want that. I will have to figure out how to take care of myself. I have to figure out how to eat. No, put me back. Put me back." I'm slowly becoming a positive. Yeah, yeah. Listen, I understand. I understand. I understand what it's like, and I don't have his mind, right? Or actually, I do. A part of me does. But I know what it's like to see the world the way no one else does, right? I know what it's like to be here but not be here, to hear things that other people don't hear, or to understand things that other people don't understand, right? And then to feel restricted, right? To feel like you constantly have to play this role to even have this human experience. I understand. I understand. Wait, what happened? If you don't like it here. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. They're a little bored. They decided to bring us our energy tonight. Yeah, they just decided they wanted to play. They need some attention tonight on this great Friday night. I'm listening. I can't comment where I'm getting lost. Wait, I don't get it. What is that a question? What's up, Faith? What is up? Shout out to you. Yeah, we was just in here jamming about, being powerful and great and getting what you want and not being pitiful and weak like church people. hmm We were just talking about how Jesus said we can judge a tree by the fruit it bears. And so that's all we're doing. We're just judging a tree by the fruit it bears. And it appears as though a lot of people's fruit is rotten, stinks, rotten, rotten. Oh, you deleted it? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Yeah, say something productive, right? If you were getting what you want, there's nobody that's actually happy with their lives that intentionally want to be disruptive. That's what I know. See, I understand humans, right? When you're happy with your life, when you're happy with what you're doing, when you value your own time, when you value your own efforts and your own energy, you don't find any joy or satisfaction out of being disruptive. No. No. No, 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 no. So, you reveal yourself to me. So, I know you need some direction. I thought the blocking was in response to me saying context matters with scripture. Um, yeah, I didn't see it. One of the mods might have got it. So, but I agree. Context does matter. There is something called the four senses of scripture. You can read it literally. That just read the story. I read. You take it a step further, it's allegorical. That means it's symbols. So step one, I read. Step two, I understand. How the world are you going to understand something that has symbols if you don't know what the symbols represent? You're not, which is why most people stay at step one, which is literal. When you go literal, you have to become a psychopath. You have to become mentally ill because you have to believe and you have to justify your God killing people. That's what you have to do if you stay literal. That's a whole nother thing, right? Whatever. But so we go literal, I read. Allegorical, symbolically, I understand. We go a step further, right? Morally. This is application, right? I read, I understand, I do. I'm asking myself, how do I take this and do something in my with my life, right? It's like, okay, meditate day and night. That's an instruction. It's something you can do. Okay, not a problem. We can follow that. Honor your mother and father. If you read that from that perspective, it says literally honor your mother and father. That's saying that's a practice, spiritual principle, no problem. Where we like to play though is we like to get to the root of the thing. And that's always awareness, the anagogical, aka the spiritual, aka the mystical. So literal is I read, allegorical, symbolically, I understand. Morally, I practice. Okay. But the deliciousness for me is that mystical. I recognize that's when I'm in the bag, baby. I am. I read, I understand, I can practice, and I am it. I be. One is the doing. The difference between that practice is the doing. The recognizing is the being. It's the knowing. How do you interpret things that way? Nobody can give you that. That's the thing. That's why I say inner revealing. That's what revelation means. Look it up. That's what the apocalypse means. It's an uncovering. The blinders that are on your eyes have to be taken off. Only you, the Christ in you, that's the stone rolling back. You can study this stuff all you want. You know how many theologians that be studying this stuff? They still they can go literal. They might I don't even know, like symbolically. They might hit some of the symbols. But as a block, it's an intellectual block. That's the problem. That's the limits. That's the limits with reading and studying. It ain't but so far you can go. Scripture is interpreted by your conscious level. There we go. As is the whole life experience. So that's how I see that breakdown, the four senses of scripture. That's everything. Think about songs. We talked about this week in Inner Circle. So why I don't like a lot of the songs now is like, yo, bruh, like every you can't even have a nice love song where you just talking about coochie and dick and screwing, and it's like it ain't even no sexiness to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just no couth at all. No, there were layers to it. That's why you could turn it on at a cookout. And it was something for everybody. The kids could dance to it, and it meant what it meant to them. And the little teenagers, they got a little bit more from them from listening to that song. But the grown folks who was actually lovers, they knew, like, yes, sir, different levels of consciousness, different levels of perception and understanding. You have to develop that. The higher it is, the more sense it makes. The lower it is, the more you get trapped. I'll fill in the dot, dot, dot. The lower it is, the more you're going to follow somebody else. The lower it is, you second guess yourself. You turn your logic off. You turn your reason off. Again, I just told you, if you stay at the literal level, you have to become a psychopath. You have to become insane. You cannot justify, you cannot tell me the problem with this world is all the wickedness and evil, and then you justify God doing wicked and evil things. That's insanity. That's insanity. Yes, it is. I thought the blocking was okay. I already read that. Faithful Fairy said, question. I see people who are winning and they say, "Oh God." Dream career, relationship. Is it that they just believed it for themselves? Yeah. God is just your awareness. If I am aware that there's some other power that does the work for me, that becomes the truth for me. So I credit this force. I credit this being. I credit this thing out there, this thing in the sky. Somebody else can be saying it, right? And they are referencing the God within themselves, their own inner knowing, their own awareness. So when they say, I got all of this and it was because of God, they're saying, I decided what I wanted in life, what was true for me. I decided as I thought, so I was. I decided that I was a creator, right? And that all I had to do was not entertain any conflicting thoughts opposed to that, right? Any thoughts that didn't line up with that, and then my life transformed. Same thing. Everybody's saying the same thing. They're just saying it in different ways. You can go over to the law of attraction. You can go into people say the universe this, the universe that. It's whatever you say it is. You can assign anything any meaning. So if you say your God is the universe, if you say your God is the ancestors that's doing it, if you say it's the Jesus that's doing it, then so it is. If you are aware of that. If not, you say it, but you never get the results that you want. That's the difference. That's the difference. So whatever it is you're gonna rock with, you what did the good book say? Let every man be persuaded in his own mind. You got to be persuaded that this is the truth for me. This is what I'm standing on. This is what I'm rocking with. What ends up happening though is some of you are too advanced. That's why you can't stay with that. You saying I want to rock with, you're trying to limit yourself in a way that you have surpassed, meaning you are too aware at this stage of the game to limit yourself to giving power to something else. That's why you got inner discord. Too advanced. You know too much. The moment you become aware of new things, you have to give meaning to it, or else it becomes a demon. That's how it works. That's how it works. Think about a child. The older that child gets, a child is around a lot of things when it's younger. It never says what's that until a certain point. Why? Because they weren't aware of it. They weren't aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Then they say, what's that? Well, what's that? That is the mind. The mind is saying, we recognize something, and now I must define it. I must give meaning to it. And you ever tell them like, "Oh, don't worry about that. Just it's not good enough. I need to know what is this? Why is it ticking like that? Why is it moving like that? Why does she carry that like that? Why does he have that on his head?" I need answers. So we give meaning. That's what the whole life experience is. I'm giving meaning to, I perceive things and I give meaning to things. So it's whatever you say it is. That's why it doesn't benefit anybody to argue with anybody. Because it's whatever you say. If you want to say that, God did it. If you want to say Christ did it. If you want to say Buddha did it. If you want to say Muhammad did it. If you want to say, who else is it? Oshun did it. If you want to say, it's whatever. It still was you because it's your awareness. God is awareness. That's it. Or at least what we calling it. What we're calling awareness. We should say that. That's why it's get in. You know it's true because everybody can get what they want using different things and crediting different things. How else can you explain it? How else can you explain it? Oh, I know how the church explains. The church says, well, the devil gives his workers stuff too. The devil will give you whatever, bro. Metal music has better love songs for me. Maybe that's what I have not been a big metal music listener. Maybe I should dive into that and see. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that tonight, as a matter of fact. I think it's because I grew up to believe in God, so it's easier to give it up to a higher power. But I am too aware now to ever go back. Yeah, and you'll know. Like you never have to force anything. Like if you still feel, never make yourself wrong in your choices. Like if you decide, like I understand that, but I still like to speak in the way of higher power, then do it. You'll know. Whenever God sends the flood, what is the flood? That emotional disturbance. That's that mental chaos. That's when you know you have a belief that has expired. It won't stand anymore. That's when you're gonna know, okay, that ain't gonna work. That's how you always know. So if you can stay there with whatever you believe in and give credit to, cool. It's like I can tell myself if I wanted to, I could say, you know what? When I put this necklace on, it protects me. Okay. If I believe that. If I want to assign it that meaning, then okay. If I say every time I put this on, I feel protected. This is what protects me. I keep this with me. People do this with all types of stuff. Like, yeah, my grandmother gave me this before she died. It's a stone. I keep it with me, and I've never run into any issues. Why? Because they are aware that the stone is keeping them safe, and because they become aware that the stone is keeping them safe, the stone keeps them safe. They could have been aware that they were never in danger. That was an option too. They could have been aware that there's no threat. They could be aware that they needed no protection. That would have been an option too. But whatever works. What's up, unique? So yeah. So that's our good word. It's you. It's you. The mind comes across this information for the first time and it will revolt. No, no, absolutely not. That's why you have to sit with it. That's why you have to return to it. That's what the meditation is about. The contemplation. Hey, Karma. My bad. I didn't. I ain't put a amount. I know I should. And I said it when we first came on that I need to let the group go. I mean, let the group know that I came on. My bad. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. I meant to post that. But yeah. What if you made everything right? What if no matter where you are, you right? What if no matter what decision you make, you could not miss your life? You cannot miss the truth. You cannot miss the power. You cannot miss the glory. What if you just stayed with that core assumption? I'm going to do what feels right for me until it no longer does. And then I'll move to whatever else feels right for me. And I just trust myself in every move that I can't get it wrong. I can't get it wrong. That's really the winning philosophy, right? The winning philosophy is, anyway, the winning philosophy is I stay in right mind no matter what. There's always a big debate about Thomas Edison, like how many attempts did he take for the light bulb? Some people say 10,000, some people say 1,000. I don't really care, even if it was just 100. The state of mind that you have to have not to be moved by the illusion of failure. That's the only thing that matters. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care how anybody else perceives it. They may say, well, you still losing. You still ain't won yet. I know. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters. Alchemist said I be on YouTube a lot. I be scrolling and boom, I see. Appreciate you. I think I don't even know. Look, I'll be up here, but I don't even know like the notifications. Cause even what I do have the notifications set for some of the people that I like, but I don't be getting the notified. Like it be hit or miss. So I don't even know. I don't even know how. This is what I know. Have the core assumption that I can't miss it. The messages that I want to hear, the people that I want to hear, I can't miss it. I'm always in the right place at the right time. I would go so crazy on self perception, like how I see myself. I just go crazy. I don't know how you do that in the church. That's why I be picking on the church. I do it. I know. I do it intentionally. It shouldn't bother you though. Nobody should be able to knock you off your game. You should be so locked in, so certain, so sure, so confident. If I can knock you off your game, tisk tisk. No one woman should have all that power. I don't get the notifications. I think I turned them off. See, I did too, but I thought you was able to still pick certain ones, like turn the main. I don't know. Don't ask me. What's your perspective on people who attract violence through carrying guns? Ooh, delicious. Anticipating something may happen and you never know. Just would love to hear you articulate your perspective. You already know. You already know what I'm gonna say. See, I could carry a weapon, right? Um, but I'm never operating. I'm intentional about how I see my world and how I define my world. I will not accept that I'm in a dangerous world. I don't care what anybody shows me. I don't care what the news says. I don't care what happens next door to me. That's not what I accept because I know this is what, see, I don't just say this, like I sit with this. Like I sit with it. I become one with it. My awareness is everything. If this is one big buffet, I experience that part of what I'm dialed in on. So I must be dialed on in on the best. I must be dialed in on how I see it. That don't mean things ain't happening. Things are happening all the time, right? But if you think you live in a world, like you listen to some of the fellas, and listen, I love the fellas. I love the fellas' perspective too. I do. I love the masculine energy. I really do. It's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'll never leave the house without it. And I'm always locked and loaded. I'm always waiting for a nigga to move wrong. Blah 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 blah. There was somebody like this who I followed. I got a very strong feeling about them. I like them. I can't even remember the account. However, I like the account. It was a guy. His entire platform turned into, especially around COVID, about all the stuff that was going on, right? He kept going on and on. I want to say he lived in Philly, and every day, he just would dial in on all the horrible things that were happening and the murders and the guns and I didn't stop unfollowing him because I liked the other stuff that he would post, right? And I got this strong feeling that came over me that not that something was going to happen to him. It wasn't that. It was more so he was attracting what he didn't want along those lines. And I promise you, this continued for probably another 2 or 3 months. Then I logged in one day and there was rest in peace. They had found him dead. He had been shot. I don't remember the details of it, but he was. obsessed. I could tell. It wasn't like just posting and sharing stuff. It was the wording. It was the obsession. Like, yo, like this is real. This is true. This is what's happening. You can't get out of the way of it. So on and so forth. And that's what you continue to feed over and over. And I remember seeing it. I was like, yo, that's damn. Because I saw it. I saw it. The messaging, I saw it. Like, and I, of course, I'm intentional about what I allow my mind to accept. So I'm like, he'll be all right. You know what I mean? That's when I have thoughts that come up of people that's not necessarily favorable, I like to either flip it or move it out of my mind altogether, right? But once I saw that, it was like, yo, the formula was right there. I saw like it. You can't play the game that way. So even if I was to be walking around carrying a firearm, I wouldn't program my mind. See, I look at it like I was carrying a pocketbook or a hat, putting on a hat or a wallet. It'd be like an accessory. That's how I would play it, right? I wouldn't be operating from the mind that I'm living in this war filled world while always on look because somebody always trying to get me. I got to keep my eye on watch and I personally wouldn't operate on that. So when you say attract, yes, there, the thing about putting your attention on something, staring in the abyss, get real tricky because you can get swallowed up in it and you become one with it. And yes, you absolutely end up experiencing what you said you didn't want. I did a podcast on this a couple years back. How you attract death accidentally. It was something. Title was something like that. It's on Spotify. That was the whole premise of it. If you continue to focus on a world that you don't want, of war, of violence, of death, of sickness, come on, friend. That's what you're going to experience, one way or the other. So, me personally, I would again, you have to trust yourself and you have to follow what makes sense to you. If you feel more fearful without the firearm, then common sense says you need to get the firearm because it eliminates that fear. And anytime when you're not in a state of fear, you're going to be in a better spot. But I would get intentional about reframing how I view how I'm moving in the world and how other people are moving in the world. I'm not going to focus on the aspects that I don't prefer. I don't care what city you stay in. There are always pockets where folks say you don't want to go on that side of town. Now you don't want to go over there. Now, yeah, you go over there, you straight. That's why even if I'm in the midst of the area that I don't want to be, I'm gonna put my focus. They're the ones who get out. How do you think there are always people who get out of really terrible environments and neighborhoods? The mind starts to go somewhere else. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna find a way. Even if I got to hustle and save some money, even if I got to go to college or I figure out how to get a loan, I'm getting out of here. The mind starts to, that's the father, huh? The father dropping the seed, new possibility, new potential here. There's more than this. So that would be my approach to that. I'm always, no matter what the scenario is, I have given this advice to women who are thinking about getting pregnant, who are pregnant. Stop listening to these stories, horror stories of women having horrible labor, horrible the aftermath of labor, some of them passing. All stop. If I was you, I could tell you what to do. I would stop listening to, I wouldn't feed my mind that. Because guess what? I can show you just as many examples. Matter of fact, I can do even better. I can show you more examples of women who don't experience that, who have wonderful, wonderful pregnancies, wonderful times giving birth, beautiful postpartum periods. But if you keep following and internalizing and taking in these stories. That's where all this postpartum crap coming from. You think that's just happening? You think it's just no, it's just so many more women. It's just so why? Why? Postpartum awareness. Listen to the phrases that they give you. Cancer awareness, lupus awareness, mental health awareness. I ain't never seen no campaign, and I'm not saying they don't exist. What a love campaign. What a love awareness. Where the health awareness. What a riches awareness. The abundance awareness. No, it's war. It's sickness. No, thank you. I'm good on that. Yeah, you can never miss what you're supposed to hear. Yeah, we're on the same page. I'm not bothered. I'm in convicted in Christ. I'm trying to understand your worldview and make sense of it. Sorry, this is new to me. No, no problem. No problem. No, let me just say this. I'm never trying to get you to think the way I think. That, that's what church people do. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm not trying to persuade you either. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to prove anything either. None of the sorts. No. No. No, 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 no. I'm giving you my perspective. I'm giving you how I see it. I'm giving you what I know. It's up to you to decide whether it makes sense, whether it don't, whether you find it useful, whether you don't, whether it speaks to you, whether it resonates. I can tell you this. The years that I spent sleepwalking, the changes that initially came didn't come from me intellectually understanding initially. I felt resonance with things. Your body sometimes can pick up things before the mind can. That's why you run up on somebody and you like, I don't trust this person. Kids are very good. You could tell certain kids like, nah, they do not want to hug that person. Why you want to hug Uncle Jojo, Uncle Bobo? Mm-mm. No, don't be forcing them kids to hug them people. No, there's a reason. Them kids have a greater perception than you do. They picking up things. They're more sensitive to that. Don't be forcing them kids. Nope, nope, nope. Listen. No, you don't have to hug them. Sure don't. Sure don't. Sure don't. So pay attention sometimes that you can resonate with a message. A lot of the seeking and pursuing that I've done, I couldn't intellectually make sense of it. My ego couldn't make sense of it, but it called me so deeply, so intensely. It just, ugh, I had to see what is this? I would keep listening to things. Something, you know how many hours I got just listening to different perspectives about things? Being curious, having questions, not having answers, not knowing if there was an answer, just having questions. Something's like, it's something more to this. This thing speaks to me. It keeps coming back up. You have to honor that. After a point, do you suggest not thinking about an SP? The charge, wanting, feeling isn't as strong anymore? Hmm. That's interesting. SP, for anybody that doesn't know, in the manifesting world, it's a specific person. So it's just a person that you're other, right? Do you suggest not thinking about them? Here's my approach on thinking and thoughts. I like to insert the thoughts that I prefer, right? The thoughts and the possibilities that feel good for me, right? However, I found that the mind doesn't do well with you trying to fight thoughts. So I've learned to become more of an observer of my thoughts. Anytime I've tried to stop thinking about certain things or certain people, I think about them more. You see? Because what are we doing here? I have to, how can I stop thinking about a thing? Okay, let's do it for an example. Right now, I want you to stop thinking about a pink elephant. Right now, do not think about a pink elephant. So what do you have to do first? Think about a pink elephant, and then you're gonna think about not thinking about a pink elephant. You can't do it. You can't do it. So I would turn the mind into an ally and not an adversary. That I don't have to fight the thoughts, right? I like to ask myself, who is thinking this? Who is saying this? Says who? Says who? Right? Um, are you saying the charge, like not thinking about them so that the feeling isn't as strong? The best way to stop thinking about something that I found, right, is to put your attention on something else. I know what you're going to say. Well, no, I've done that, but I still think about it or them. Okay. How do you respond when you think about them or it? Do you fight it? Do you say, I can't never stop thinking about them? I'm so tired of thinking about, I'm so tired. Like, do you fight the thought? Because once you do, now you and the thought in a tussle. Now you become one with the thought. This is the whole creation game that you can't, it's like people that try to solve a problem by trying to solve a problem. They fight the problem. You're not gonna solve it in that way. You're perpetuating it. You're perpetuating it. So my approach is I see you and I know you mean nothing. I see you and that's not the truth. Or let's say you like it. You ever thought about that? Let's say you really like thinking about, like, the thoughts of them bring you pleasure and joy. Feel good. My one of my core what would you call it? Assumptions, right? My core tenets is I'm never making me wrong about anything. So if I choose to do it, now I can decide beforehand I don't want to do that. But once I decide to do it, it's right. I can decide not to eat that, but once I decide to eat it, I'm making it right. So you can just enjoy the thought. The thought of them brings me joy. I like thinking about them. So think about them and then move on to whatever else. Now, usually we don't like thinking about the person is because we feel an absence. So when I think about them, I'm reminded that I want them and I don't have them. I think about them and I feel hurt because this happened and I wanted them to respond this way and I wanted them to apologize and they didn't. So the tension comes from a focus on what's not. That's usually where the tension comes from. So I wouldn't fight it. I'd become the watcher of everything. I would practice being the watcher. I would practice making me right. I'm not wrong for desiring, let's say, a person. I'm not wrong for liking them. I'm not wrong for loving them. I'm not wrong for missing them. I'm not wrong for, y- preferring them to be with me right now, but they're not. I'm not wrong for that feeling. I'm not wrong for even considering that thought. And then let it pass. Try that and see. Gotta obsess over benefiting things, not negative things. Yep. Yep. Appreciate you, Trudge. You got me on the big screen? Let's go. Vibing in the backyard. My neighbors hear you. Shout out to the neighbors. Yeah, we get what we want. That's what we do. This is the vibe. I hope they living well. I hope they loving well. This is the way. Turn your attention off the world of ugliness and come on over to the other side, huh? Tap in, tap in. Most people don't get it. They think we are ignoring this reality. You like my new penthouse? Appreciate it. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Little something light. You know what I'm saying? Simpleton said, that's how I changed my life. If I can think bad things, then I can also dwell on good things all day. That's a bar. I can do anything that I want to do. Nothing is too much for me. That's one to let simmer in your soul. I never get tired of singing the song of me. It's never too much to think in my favor. I never get tired of expecting the good, ever, ever, ever. I never get tired of directing my life. I never get tired of being in control. I never get tired of expecting the good. I never get tired of looking for the glory. I never get tired of looking for the sunshine. I never get tired of hearing the birds sing. I never get tired of taking care of myself. I never get tired of making me a priority. I never get tired of making sure that I'm eating well and thinking well. I never get tired of showing up for me. It's never too much work for me to get up in the morning and start my day by speaking in my own favor. I never get tired of that. It's it's our relationship with ourselves, how we see ourselves. When you make anything, any practice that you do a problem, eating well is a problem. Going to the grocery store is a problem. Cooking your own food is a problem. Exercising is a problem. Meditating is a problem. Talking to yourself throughout the day, affirming is a problem. Visualizing is a problem. Doing a journal, anything that requires you to tend to you. You have to really, really, really ask yourself, what is wrong with this picture? How can I show up for everybody else? How is it I find honor in showing up for everybody else? But it's problematic for me to show up for myself. That's not right. Something's wrong. Your mindset shape your reality. I mean, your destiny. Facts. And know this: there's not just one destiny, baby. It's the destiny that you feed. It's the destiny that you choose. If all things are possible, every scenario, okay, is possible. There's a rich you. There's a poor you. There's an abundant you. There's you in lack. There's a love you. There's a you that's pretending to be unloved. There's a healthy you. There's a well you. There's a version of you that's pretending not to be healthy and well. We could go on and on and on and on. Destiny is in your hands. You have to decide. You got to go to war with yourself. Well, Rook, I thought you said don't fight yourself. You don't. What you do until you figure out that you don't. You got to get in a tussle with you when them thoughts come up, when those feelings come up, when it's agitation, when you feel tired and fatigued. I think that's one thing. That's one reason why I wrote in my script for certain things to take a little bit longer for me in the past. I think that's why things have unfolded because I can speak with conviction about this. How no matter what, I can look at you and I tell you that I can never get tired. Do you understand me? You got to look at life sometime. You will never take the life out of me. Do you understand that? I will never run out of energy. I will never turn back. Never. I don't care nothing about your man-made calendar. I don't care nothing about a man-made year. It's mine's. Period. What's up, C? The excitement and nervousness I used to get. It- yeah. What now? Listen, some people that you run up on, it's a more of this deep soul connection. Sometimes you encounter people who are the catalyst to your spiritual evolution. What is that anyway? Spiritual evolution. What is all that? Awakening. What is all of that? It's when you expand. Is when your own awareness starts to expand, your own perception starts to expand. It awakens you. Think about when you encounter somebody that feels out of this world. Like it drives you crazy, don't you? You like what is happening right now? Like this can't be real. Like, oh my God. You feel on top of the world. You just feel like I knew it could get good, but I didn't know it could get this good. Can't get this good, can it? This is amazing. I mean, I love this person. This person is me. This is like your mind starts to race and run wild. And oftentimes That's up until the ego says, hey, wake up, nigga. Nah, it ain't never that good. Nah, you can't trust this. You cannot trust them. Listen, you know how I go. Yeah, they start out like that, but they got ulterior motives. I'm gonna tell you that. First of all, you know ain't nobody living deep in love like that anyway. The stuff online, them people ain't telling the real stories. Nah. Don't let them get close to you. Listen, these chicks trying to take your money. No, these dudes trying to take advantage of you. They want to sap all the life out of you. The mind gets to rolling, right? But even that doesn't feel good because you find yourself in a state of suffering. Why? Because the truth in you knows that's a lie. So now the war is on. Huh? This is good and evil at war. The truth and the illusion at war. It's so beautiful. When you really, it's not when you're going, I'm laughing now, but sometimes when you're in it, it's not funny. It's not funny when you're in it. It's not sometimes. But just think about, for a lot of us, we have been moving through life and we ain't really been feeling anything. You don't even know that parts of you can awaken until parts of you awaken. You might think you know what love is until you run up on love and you like, I ain't never felt nothing like this. That, how can you not feel deep appreciation and gratitude for that? There's a part of me that was so called offline that's coming online. Ooh, I'm feeling again. That's the heart opening, light coming in. That's awareness. That's all perception is. Huh? I see more, I feel more. So we got to honor that. It's not the nervousness, it's not the excitement, it's not the longing, it's not the all of those ebb and flows. It's not the problem, it's our warring against it. We turn it into a tussle. And then that sucker lasts. That's what suffering is. It means to continue. It's ongoing. You in this loop and you just keep repeating it over and over until at a certain point you realize I am not this. I'm the witness to this. I am watching the mind fight. And I'm trying to believe something that I know is not true. The way some of these men get so excited about the background lets me know they have no house. Yep. And that's who it is too. It's all fellas, y'all got to do better. Oh, y'all got to do better. I know you ain't getting no coochie. I know it, cause men, ladies, you got to stop giving the fellas like this coochie too. We got to bring this to a close. The ladies, you are the fix to all of these problems. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Think about that on a Friday night. As a man, that's what you're doing. I would rather you be computer. I would rather you be just a literal computer bot than an actual person. I would feel a lot better. C said, we all got to wake up today. We should be blessed and conform with that. I get excited at the beginning of the day with just that, and it makes me unstoppable. You feel me? I do. I do. When I wake up, like that's what I'm saying. Like this, where I am in life right now, I am the most tapped in, turned on I've ever been. The most majestic, magnetic, electrifying. I need nothing. Okay. I don't need nothing. I'm usually only drinking most of the day water anyway. So that's what I'm starting the day with is water. And then I'm ending the day with water. Life should excite you. Somebody asked me, was I drunk? Yes, I'm drunk on life. I'm drunk on light. I'm drunk on wellness and power and possibility. How could you not? It's a whole world is out there, ready, available, waiting just for you. It's saying, what do you want? Can you look at examples of other people living amazing and think you cut off from that? No, no, no. Uh, Deep soul connection to spiritual evolution. Facts. Yep. Yeah. No, I ain't on the path. I am the path. How do you know when to balance yourself with the collective? They're one and the same. What do you mean? Like just as far as like if you're coming out of solitude, like reestablishing yourself back into the regular degular life and having friends and lovers and work. Is that what you're talking about? That's the phase that I'm actually shifting into right now because I've been in solitude for quite a bit. So if that's what you mean, you just do it on your terms. That's really, I promise you. You just do it on your terms. What is there to fear? There's nothing to do. Everything is me. The collective is me. The matrix is me. So everything comes in harmony. I re-enter, right? I was like, when you that whole re-entry, you come out of prison, right? I re-enter society now knowing I am society, that everything works in my favor, that everything is orchestrating on my behalf. I don't have to get angry with people. For what? I mean, I can sometimes just to entertain myself. I'm like, yeah, you about to piss me off. I'm about to let you piss me off, right? That's for entertainment purposes. But at the core, I know I'm seeing a reflection. Not a reflection of me, but the great, a reflection of all awareness. Me reflecting what I am aware of. That's it. If I don't like it, I don't feed it. I don't give energy to it. So I'm not really looking to like balance myself. I'm looking through the lens that these things are not separate. The world is not one thing and then me. Like I got to figure out how now I'm all holier than thou and I'm all spiritual and now I have to figure out how to deal with these sleepwalkers. I have to figure out how to deal with these people. No, I don't have to do anything. I'm going to experience what I want to experience. And sometimes if you I know a lot of people bang on the idea of like affirmations or assumptions, but I it's just self-talk. It's just like I talk to myself the way that I talk to myself, I don't have a problem with anything. My mind will not allow me to have a problem. It just, I just the way I've wired it is like this is you. Are you not in control? Either you have it or you don't. Either you are it or you not. Everything's a reflection of you or it's not. Where do you stand, Rook? No lukewarm, no hot or cold. Which one? Okay, you are, then that settles it. So everything is orchestrating on your behalf, Rook. Everything is good. Sometimes you have to just look out in the world and you say, that bird, okay, that's God. That's awareness. Some like to say that's consciousness, whatever. All of it. Doesn't matter what you say. It's all the same crap. That person right there that's getting on your nerves, that's God. That's awareness. Okay. That car right there, that's awareness. You know, don't try to make sense of it. It's not an assignment of you trying to use your mind. No, that's God. It's you're saying it like it's a question mark, like that's God. That's God. The grass, the trees, and then just see. Just see what comes up. I have always been so confident that I wasn't cut off. That's the only thing that has helped me. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to study. I don't have no background in none of the stuff that I'm talking. I mean, I got a background in the Bible, okay, but from an ignorant perspective. I'm saying, some people grow up in families and their families are tapped in and turned on. I didn't have none of that. That's why I'm the woman for the job. So you can't tell me that the only way you can do it is if you've had this and had that, because I ain't had that. So now what? So now what? What I did have though was a part of me that just knew I can't miss it. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to read. I don't even know I don't know what's happening right now with this world. I don't know what to believe, who to believe. I don't know what's true, what's false. But I just had this knowing. I know I ain't cut off. If it can be figured out, I can figure it out. If it can be figured out, I can. If it can be figured out, baby, I'll figure it out. I'll know. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna just try to just pick my next best thing, and I'm gonna start there, and I'm gonna roll with it. That's good enough. Yeah, this person is me. Kid said, I just jumped in, but day by day, I'm more convinced that the old ways of having relationships were much better. Like what? But we ain't living in the same world anymore. What are the old ways? Give me examples of the old ways. I like this topic. When people say, well, you're not your grandmother. No, no, I'm not. And I'll never be my grandmother. One of them, I definitely don't want to be like at all. Like, but tell me, tell me what was better about, because a lot of this is perception, right? And people are hiding behind numbers. That's what I know for a fact. People are hiding behind they've been together for years, as if that proves anything. So you got 20 years of trash, 30 years of trash. I'm not saying that that's, what you're suggesting here, but I don't like, how do we judge this is what I want to know. If the relationships was better based on what? Just because they stayed together? Do you have to produce anything? Do you have to love each other? Is that required? Because the conversations I hear now is love is not required. People say we want to go back to the origins, and the origins ain't had nothing to do with love. Okay, whatever. So you gonna follow that? So you got to follow what was given, what somebody else did. Oh, okay. So it's just a business. You just get together. This is for the greater good, and inflation is up, and we can bring our money together. And yeah. Do you like each other? Do you see each other? Do you support each other? Can you hear each other? Do do you laugh together? Do you talk at one another? If you didn't have children, what would you talk about? Who are you beyond the kids? Would you do anything together if you didn't have to go to events for the kids together? What would you do together? Would you be there if you had money to do otherwise? Tell me. If you didn't think you would be judged for not staying, would you leave? See, again, as a person who has been a secret keeper for a long time, I've observed a lot. And I've observed a lot of phony crap that looks good on the surface, that looks like it's together. And I know there's a part of me that do agree that there are certain things that need to be preserved. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of that junk need to come collapsing down. And I'm happy to see it. Actually, I think more people should separate. More people need to get divorced. If it's 50-50, make it 75%. Okay? Turn it up. Because what I see is you build this construct of how things are supposed to happen, right? You don't care about people. Because if you cared about people, you wouldn't say things like, it doesn't matter, it's not about love. So you're saying forget that. You see how you have to deny yourself to live like this? You have to deny a part of you. Turn it off. It says forget your feelings. Yeah. It don't mean anything. No. I need you to die. Yeah, I need you to be a robot. When I look at some of the older women and you say they stayed and you never asked why they stayed, you never asked what they endured as they stayed. Ooh, it goes to the fellas too. The fellas got stories too. You ain't asked what that man had to deal with. You ain't asked what he put up with, what he tolerated, what he never got. He was no more than a provider. Then nobody see him for more than that. Okay. He won't worth being loved and attended to. Just make sure that we can live, baby. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. So I don't knock it if you can live that way. Again, everything's a matter of perception, a matter of perspective. If you can dial in that way of living and it's okay for you, cool. But when I see all this illness and sickness, when I see everybody losing their hair, not only the men, the ladies too, okay? Why you think that is? All this heart disease. The heart. Why would the heart be the leading? Like the heart disease? Ugh. Look up the numbers. Issues of the heart. That tells me that trying to operate outside the structure ain't it. And it's not sustainable and it's not it don't work long term. It don't. So why you have so many people together, again, they're there together for years or whatever. People are miserable, unhappy, people are making themselves sick. They're forcing these home environments. That's why they got to go in the basement and drink themselves to death. Somebody literally comes to mind. God bless them. Whatever. It ain't it. It ain't it. So to force these relationships to look one way and then you stepping out and then you cheating and then you doing all this other craziness. Nah, I guess. I think some people are here to maintain the old and some are here to usher in the new. And I just happen to be the latter. Now I will go with part of caring and being intentional, right? I think we put more care. That I think needs to be preserved. I think we were more caring when we felt like we needed one another, right? But you can't escape the self. Ain't no relationship covering up these internal problems that individuals are having. It ain't gonna happen for the most part, we should say. Being from the younger generation, I'm gonna be honest, financially being stable is my main priority. Well, I understand that. And I also know a lot of people who have gotten stuck in relationships, in marriages for financial reasons. It ain't nothing worse. I mean, there is something worse, but that's a big one. That's a big one. So what people are trying to sell, it ain't appealing. No, woman, don't know how to do nothing. Don't be educated, right? Don't have no goals, dreams, aspirations, don't have no career. Depend solely on me. But when you depend on me, I'm going to hold it over your head and I'm going to control you. Nigga, please. I know I kind of went all the way, probably beyond what you were saying there, but I just wanted to why you ain't say auntie when I throw it out there? Oh, no, no, no. I don't have no problem with it. No, 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 no. It's just if you could see the way I sit, like it's no, no, no. Sometimes I be skipping, but no, no, no. I wasn't like skipping over auntie because I have a problem with it. That is not offensive to me at all. No, and I am auntie. I don't know why people get so worked up with that word. I don't call people aunties and unks if I don't. I look at it as a term of endearment. So no, I'm not bothered by it at all. It's really childish to call someone your aunt. And they aren't. Like, I don't know why folks think that's cool. I get the perspective, but I look at it as this is someone that again a term of endearment. I look at it as that. Good morning from Spain. Let's go. Millions in the building. It's what a child would say. Yeah. I mean, I still, but we as adults still call our aunts and aunties and our uncles, unks. We're all Christ here. Okay. Okay. Talk heavy. Hey, Toya. I didn't even see that comment. Marriage can be rough because you have to compromise. It's not rough though. As people are making it out to be. It shouldn't be this rough. We trying to stick squares in circle holes, I think is what's happening. I think again, I wouldn't want to do it the way people describe marriage. I wouldn't want to do it just based on that. It's just like hard, is rough. The roughest part about being in a relationship is you are experiencing yourself. It's a mirror. That's the roughest part. That's what people are having problems with. I think people do too much compromising on the front end. You could eliminate all of this forceful stuff by just saying, listen, there's a lot of things I like about you, but these are deal breakers. People say, well, it's 80-20. Well, that 20 might be very significant. it might rank very high. I'm not going to say that just because you have the 80 that I can just dismiss the 20. No. So the compromising, I think people could eliminate a lot of things by eliminating, up front. It's like if you have a very strong opinion about women having children, right? And you decide that you really love this woman and you vibing with her, everything about her is perfect other than she doesn't like children, but you have strong opinions about that. You try to force that. Then you get together with this woman, and now because of problem with the kids and tending to the kids, and why you do that? Why you do that? You should have just say, listen, this don't work for me. This is, I mean, you really everything else, but it's a deal breaker. Either resolve it on the front end or don't go through it. Same thing for the ladies. Whatever the things are that are core deal breakers for you, deal with it on the front end. Let's just say this though. I don't think it's fair to think that you're supposed to have it all figured out when you meet somebody. I don't think it's fair to think that by the time you find it, like it's gotta be they done all the work that they gonna ever do. Right? You done all the work you done ever do. You have evolved all of what you're gonna evolve. You're gonna do all the growing. I don't think that's fair. That's not how it works. So some of this is I'm exploring life just like you are exploring life. I'm discovering myself like you are. I'm expanding like you are. And then sometimes you get in a relationship where you're doing a lot of growth and expanding and the other person is not. So you have to do this. I think it's the big deal that we make about saying this has come to an end, right? Sometimes there is no compromise. Some things is just this, I can't compromise on this. This is it for me. I'm sorry. The second coming will happen. It already happened. It already happened. Advice on, hey Divine, how to get over a breakup, a relationship of 5 years. Feels like I had this idea of the life I was supposed to have with her. Oh, this is such a great place to be in. I know it don't feel like it, but I promise you, this is pivotal. This is pivotal, right? You got an idea of how you're gonna live life, right? Let's swing this two ways. We're gonna let's keep it on the surface, physical, and then we're gonna take it beyond the physical, right? I was supposed to have with her, and she now seems happy on social media. Well, first of all, you can't never judge that. Let me just tell you, don't judge that. But let's just say she is, right? Let's just say she is. The easy answer to how do you get over a breakup, you just get over it. Life goes on. Now, I know that never seems sufficient, but it does. Life always goes on, right? Things change, things end. Um, but accepting what is, right? Like if she decided, let's just say she was the one, I don't know, that decided this is not working. I don't want to be here anymore. Do you not? want to be with someone who wants to be with you? Do you not want to be with someone who is all in? That they feel just as strongly about being with you as you feel about being with them. So if that's the case, then this is a good thing. She got clear. She got clear. I don't know. You could be thinking, look, I thought we was on the same page. Like, I mean, where was I and where was she? Because I thought we was here. And it's like just taking me by surprise. Okay. Maybe you missed something. Maybe she didn't disclose something. Whatever the case may be. But you knowing I deserve the best, you deserve somebody who wants to be all in and who's sure, right? I think. Yeah, I want someone who's sure. I want you to have no doubts about being here. And I definitely don't want to move into marrying somebody that got doubts. Okay. So free her. All right. You free yourself by freeing her. She's her own person, her own soul, just like I am. She has the right to choose. If you really love her, you want her to choose whatever she wants to choose. Right? Okay. That's the physical side. Right? You take this time to yourself to get to know you again, to sit with yourself. Is it something I missed? Is it something I'm supposed to gain from this? What is this showing me about me? Feel the pain. Like there can literally be pain. Like I'm broken. Like this shorty was my thing. Like I don't even know what to do. Like my entire life was her. Like, okay, good. Now your time is with you. What is this showing me about myself? And then as a man, I think I don't know if this is man or woman. Well, I'm assuming, I think. Um, right, we said her. Well, that don't necessarily mean that rule. Well, I'm assuming. Okay. But take that time to yourself, right? Reacquaint yourself with you. Get busy with you. Get busy with some things, right? That's really what help you get over it. You get some tasks, some goals, your dreams, get in the gym, right? Lock in. But beyond the physical side, right? I don't know the scenario here. Let's just say something happened that caused everything to explode. And you say, I know for certain this my person, right? I ain't got no listen, this my wife right here. Like this this my other, this her. I am not letting her go. Okay? Like I'm not letting her. I ain't letting it. I ain't letting it. All right. And I don't know. Cause if you ain't that convicted about it, it's not her. It's okay. Let her go. You'll know. You'll know when it's the. Everybody knows. Every man I've ever talked to, they always say they knew. Right? They knew. If that's her, you let the game play out the way it's playing, right? And you lock into that's my woman right there. I don't care what's happening. I don't care what she looking like. Ain't no life greater than me. You understand me? I'm the best thing that ever happened to her. That's mine. That's now I mean from a possessive, no crazy type of way, but I wouldn't take no for an answer. Now we don't become psychotic and we don't go stalking nobody. We're not talking that. And I know I don't have to give that disclaimer, right? But I'm just saying we don't go there with it. But it's the I'm not taking no for an answer. Did y'all see the video of Boris Kojo? He was talking about when he proposed to his wife Nicole. I can't think of Nicole's last name, but they were on the Soul Food. They did the movie and then they turned it to the show, and they were a couple on the show. And he said one day he came to her trailer and he said, "You're gonna be my wife, and we're gonna have two children." And he was saying she got so livid, she was angry, and wouldn't talk to him for a while because she was engaged at the time. Imagine that, like this, your co-star coming in here like, yo, you are out of order. Right? I am engaged to be married. I have a fiance, and you coming here telling me I'm your wife. How dare you? But that man said, I knew that was my wife. You understand me? That was my, I don't care. It didn't matter the circumstance, what was going on. That was my wife. So you can keep sitting here playing and doing. Now, I don't know what filled in the details after that. I don't know how much time transpired. I don't know what caused her to break her engagement off. I don't know none of the details. It don't matter. All we know is them suckers is married and they've been married for however many years and they got 2 kids. So sit with yourself and get clear on which one is it. Is this something that needed to close? Then let it close. Honor the closure. Release it. Let me tell you, sometimes you ain't got no idea how good it can get. You might think you got the best, and you run up on something else and it's like, oh my God. So if it needs to close, let it close. If it doesn't need to close, then don't let it close. You'll know what to do. Ask for guidance. Who are you asking yourself? Ask the higher aspect in you. Like what I need to do with this before you go to sleep at night. Put that, let that seep into the mind, into the subconscious. Like, yo, how do I address this? What do I do? What is this saying for me to do right now? Was I ever married? I was. Mm-hmm. I was married. I was married almost 11 years. It got to add up, not subtract. Yeah, he'll know though. The fellas got to get out of this transactional crap. And the ladies too. It's across the board, but it's one, it's a turn off. Two, it's it's performative. Like you got to be. Everybody has to have a list. You got to have a baseline of what interests you, what you like, what you don't like, what you would like to have in a person, so on and so forth. But the first thing to ask yourself is am I that? Am I that? Am I asking for something I'm not? I want somebody honest and truthful. I'm not even honest and truthful with myself. Oh, that's weird. So you'll know. You can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. We're taught to promise, yes. Compromise doesn't mean it's good to do at the expense of yourself. Right. Yeah. I've lived that life. I deserve the best. Facts, and so do you. Facts. Karma said, I love being a moderator. I appreciate y'all. Y'all done cleaned it up because we had a lot of riffraff. I'm not seeing any of it on my end. We don't play about the energy up in here. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, yeah, everyone's perfect. No, it's not about that. I mean, everybody is perfect, technically, right? We get to the essence of a person, but it's not about that. Once you know and you confident that choosing becomes so simple, facts. Know your deal breakers and hold yourself to that. Yep. And then be open. Because sometimes life comes to crack you open and it shows you where you're denying yourself. It shows you where you're hiding. Yeah. It shows you where you're being led by the ego, not the truth, not your heart. Some of the ways that we react when it comes to relationship is we're in defense mode. The mind is saying, I won't get trapped like that again. I won't get hurt like that again. I won't lose like that again. So I ain't gonna let you get but so close. I ain't gonna let you see me but so close. But so much. This is what happened if you run up on a seer though. It's over for you. It's over for you because they see through the mask. That's what love is. It's God meeting God. God experiencing itself. Can't hide. Your ego cannot stand. You can fight it. You can run. Ask me how I know. Huh? Ask me how I know. Appreciate you. Do you discuss awareness with your significant other? Right now, I don't have a significant other. But yes. Yes. My old, my last situation, no, because it was not of interest to him. So, yes and no. You know what I mean? Not the way I like to talk it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hit the surface a little bit, but for the most part, no. Just curious because I won't probably say anything to mine, just vibe. Um, I think you just decide what you want. I know what I want. And I don't want a person in that, out of all the people that I'm gonna have, I'm not gonna spend the most time with a person that I can't be myself with. I'm not gonna do it. I can get out in the world and I can get it. You understand me? I can wear any hat you want me to wear all day long. But if I can't be me, if I can't talk to you, and that's what I used to think. I thought what made a relationship strong was how you could come together and be so different and like different things and no, 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 thank you. No, I wanna. How can you love me and you're not interested in what I'm interested in? Not because you interested in it, but because you the fact that I'm the fact that I'm interested in it. Like when I love you, I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know how you're thinking. I want to know how you see that. I want to know what that means to you. When you love something, you learn it. If you're with someone that has no desire to learn you, somebody put some red flags in the chat. It's I don't want to say be careful. That sounds like a warning, but I just be mindful of being with someone that, if that's important for me to have those conversations, if that's what speaks to me, like you could be a bird watcher, you could build engines in a machine. I mean, or engines in a, what I'm thinking about, a car, right? I don't have an overall interest in that. But the fact that it sets your soul on fire, the fact that it makes you come alive, I am. Do you understand the connection of? Tell me more about it. Let me see. Tell me, baby, how you dropped the engine. Really? Wow. Okay. I get a joy out of what brings you joy. You see what I'm saying? I can't live without that now. When it comes, I can't. I've lived without that before. I can't do that anymore. That doesn't work for me. So, you know, Pokemon, I choose me. I like it. Just see it. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Brooke always speaks the real. That's what we do up in here. If they loved us, they would let us go. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna tell you how I approach life. I'm always in the driver's seat. I'm always in the driver's seat. So I say to anybody, you ain't got no other choice. You ain't got no other choice because you are essentially a reflection of me and what I'm aware of. And I'm aware that anything that no longer aligns with me cannot stand. Any person that no longer aligns with me fall away. That's what I'm aware of. So you ain't got no other choice. And that's what ended up happening. And that's what ended up happening. I was very concerned that, I was gonna have a big blow up and it was gonna be a big disaster and there was gonna be chaos and fussing and arguing and I just decided, no, that's not in my world, not in my reality. This is what has to happen. This is misalignment right now. This is unequally yoked right now. Watch it perfectly do exactly what it needs to do. Cooperation, harmony, order. Watch it. And that's what it did. Dr. Money Magnet, appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. Got to put this toward the collection plate. I love it. I love it. I love it. Every time you drop it in the collection plate, you know it comes back times 10. Yeah, dude. Toy said, men always told me they knew when God brought them the lady who they are supposed to be with. I have yet to hear from a brother who hasn't said the same. And if you wanted to see examples of this, start looking for them. There are threads, especially on Twitter. Somebody is starting. They say, tell me your most romantic, crazy story. And the fellas will just go, I knew the moment I saw her. I knew the moment I saw her. I knew the moment I heard her voice. I knew the moment of the first date. They knew. They know. When the good book says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, huh? Huh? We can take it literal. I like that one literal. That's good too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You know, the heart knows. The heart knows. And that's why it's up to the ladies. The ladies got to be wise with what we allow and what we accept. No one can tell you what's best for you. Facts. Facts. Stand on what you know is best for you is considered of both parties. Yep. It's easy for me to consider others because I consider myself. That's a bar. Yeah. This guy keeps telling me I'm his wife. I wish I could enter a. Yeah, you get some of those too. You're gonna get. That's why again, for the woman, that sense of discernment, not desperation just to be chosen. Cause there will be some riffraff that come through and be like, "Yeah, God told me you my wife." No, he didn't. Ain't no God told you that. Your mind probably told you that, but I'm letting you know it's no, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's a if love is beyond time and space, it's something that communicates it to you and you to it. The tricky part is when you are used to being a slave to your impulse, you can feel emotions and misinterpret that as, oh, this is it. And what happened was you recognize what was familiar, and it could have been toxicity was familiar. It could have been that pain was familiar. That's what drew you together. Not love, not love. But I don't think it benefits anybody to put yourself in a state of uncertainty where you constantly like, okay, what do I do? Should I do this? Is this right or wrong? I don't know. Am I choosing the right one? Should I do that? No, you got to trust yourself. You got to trust yourself. And even if you get in something and you realize, okay, I do not like this. I do not want to do this. This is not working for me. You know what to do. Sometimes there are lessons. Sometimes you have to evolve. Sometimes you have to grow. Sometimes you have to check your own BS. There are other times when it has to be a departure, period. This is on a different level though, like not that typical. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. You know, we all know. We know. It's the foundational things. I'ma trust myself and then I'ma move. I'ma trust myself, I'ma make a move. I'ma trust myself, I'ma make a decision. Otherwise, you're worse off. Not making a decision is worse than making the so-called wrong one. Oh, it's such a that place. Oh, I used to suffer so much by overthinking, like overthinking the decision. Like, what about? I mean, it could be with anything. Even if I'm buying something, like I'm doing so much research. It's like, bro, you don't research enough, bro. Just pick one. Let's go. Like all this time that you spending, you ain't even saving money no more. Not with the amount of time that you spending. Make a decision. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing amazing. Better than ever. You understand what I'm saying? Better than ever. Life is delicious. Life is good. Yeah, yeah, it takes you out of these shackles. I think it's important that we teach kids this. We got to give kids the room to make decisions. That's something I didn't do well as a young mother because I thought my mother gave me too much responsibility. So I tried to offset that by not giving my daughter as much responsibility. I think I could have not done as much. You know what I'm saying? I could have, the way my mother did it, I could have not been so much like the way she did it, but I went too far with that overcorrection. I overcorrected. And that's no, no. Everybody wants to feel capable. Everybody. And so you got to empower that. You're capable. You have the ability to do, make a decision, choose, choose. And I had a friend of mine, she would always say that. Matter of fact, she still does. I always made bad decisions. I always make bad decisions. Why would you keep saying that? Well, because this happened. And then I got that. I shouldn't have took that job. I shouldn't have got that car. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have. Da, 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 da. You have to break that loop. At a certain, if you ever plan to get out of it, I do. I know what to do. I can trust myself. Always make the right decisions. Even if I'm seeing myself make the so-called wrong decisions again, so what? I'm training myself not to be moved by the external, right? I'm training myself not to be moved by what it is that I see. So what? I did it. I do it again. So anyway, that's our good word for tonight. Mm-hmm. Hold on here. Get you out here. Yeah, that's our good word for tonight. What do we start off with? I don't even remember what the title was. We got sidetracked. Oh, by church people are weak and pitiful. For the record, you don't have to be in the church to be a church people or a church person. I'm talking a state of mind. That's what I'm talking when I say church people. It's a state of mind. It's how they view things. It's how they view themselves. It's how they limit themselves. That's what I'm talking about. That's what keeps you weak. That's what keeps you pitiful when you give power to the external. When you're waiting on somebody else to do it. We're waiting on somebody else to show up and to save you. Try it. Try it out. I think you should try everything out that speaks to you. Give it a go. Then when you get tired, or you either have a meltdown first, because that's where a lot of people are on the brink of. Just meltdowns. Okay, you won't move? Well, we'll move you. Who is the we? You. It's you that's asking for more, but you're pretending like you can't do it or you're cut off from it. So you create circumstances that almost force you to do it. That works too. Either way, you're gonna get there. That's what I'm saying. You can't miss your life. The one that you truly desire and have settled with what you will experience. I'm aware that this is the life for me. That's what you're gonna get. Period. Simple, right? Yep. So that's our good word for today. I'm Rook the Great, baby. The best who ever did it, the best who will ever do it. You understand me? I'm the baddest motherfucker you never met. Tapped in, turned on, unshakable, unstoppable, unmovable. I gets what I want. I do what I want. I command this world. I'm the light and the dark. Huh? I'm the sun and the moon, the good and the evil, the God and the Satan. It is me. I am all that is. Who else could it be other than me? Why not me? Of course it's me. I'm the chosen one. I'm the golden child. I'm the prophecy fulfilled. Who are you? That's what you need to ask yourself. Bar for bar, go. Who are you? Do you get what you want or don't you? Are you a sucker to the world or ain't you? Are you tapped in and turned on? Are you a beacon of health? Are you a beacon of well being? Are you a beacon of light, of love, and new possibilities? Huh? Are you telling the story of the old? Are you telling the story of the new? Are you caught up in what didn't work? Are you affirming what is working? Where is your mind? Where is your attention? It is whatever you say it is. When you're tired of being weak and pitiful, all you got to do is stop being weak and pitiful. Boop. That's a good word for tonight. The doors of the church are closed, my friend. I appreciate you hanging out with me. All right, y'all. Have a